Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Sovereign Citizen Watch. How are we doing? I hope you're having a good Friday. I hope your week was good. We voted on the Discord for this costume day, and people picked Freddy. Freddy actually beat Catmaid by a lot. I was surprised. Maybe you guys are just Catmaided out. Maybe you need more femme Freddy. If you missed the YouTube stream yesterday, this is my Halloween costume for this year, and it's also going into the rotation. So it's not just going to be maid days, it's going to be costume days. And on the Discord, the day of the stream, we do a poll to see what people want to see. So I'm going to add more costumes to the roster as we go. I like this one. I like the maid one. But I'll continue to add things. Maybe during the subathon this month, we can have a goal to buy another costume of some kind, and you guys can pick it within reason, of course. It has to be not unreasonable, but you know, you guys can have input on the costume maybe. But yeah, it's good. I can't wear the claw the whole time, unfortunately, because I need my hand for the mouse, but the claw is very cool. So there's that, and we're on a hype train, 55% to level 1. Let's see what I missed. Oh my gosh, I forgot to grab a Coke Zero before I came up. Baja, if you're listening, would you bring me a Coke Zero, pretty please? If not, it's okay. I can grab one in a little bit. Alden Undying, thanks for 12 months. Happy anniversary. It says 1 year, indeed. I can't believe it's already been a year. Speaking of which, tomorrow is me and my wife's 1-year wedding anniversary. So that's nice. Very excited for that. Procgom, thanks for gifting a sub. And was that it? Yep, we're caught up. 55% to level 1. Cool beans. Yeah, we're doing Freddy today. We're doing Freddy. I'm looking cute, goddammit. Look at me. You're telling me this doesn't look good? Liar. Alright, let's get into stuff while we're doing the hype train. Thank you! I think I look adorable too. I gotta be careful though. There's a line between revealing and titillating and just tit. So, I gotta make sure I'm being careful. Missed your bits. I am so sorry. Oh, they didn't pop up on my feed. That's why. That's gonna be a pain if that continues today. Oh boy. Let me try that and see if it helps. Wild Hydra 904, thanks for 14 months. I'm gonna get to the bits. I just have to find them. Wildest Hydra says I was coasting on gifted subs for a while, so here's a baby and a half. We lurkers love you. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, where was that? Doon, doon, doon. Dr. Gamble, looking for your bits. There they are. Hall the Mountain King, you're giving the trauma flashbacks to the challenge in the video game The Witness. I've never played that one. Mr. Whisker says, will Tit Window be included in all costumes of choice? Not all of them. This was just funny that this existed, and I was like, yep, gotta get that one. They'll all be cute. Some might be a little... I don't want to do full, like... I don't want them all to be, like, big jokes. I do want to look decent in them, but, you know, some can be funny. I mean, they're all funny, but you know what I mean. Forrest Espion says, loving the Freddy boob window. Also, Marcel, is it true? Marcel, the judge, is back. Are you fucked? He's fucked. No, he's back to his old thing. He got released from jail. His charges, I think, got dropped. So... we do need an Uhura dress. I need a Star Trek uniform. That would be a great one. Anyway, although I think I'd want a blue one. I'd be in science, I think. I don't think I'd do communications, ironically enough. I communicate in real life. 90% to level 1 in the hype train with 40 seconds left. Anyway, no, Marcel's just since he got released from jail, basically, he's just back to his old business. It took him a while, but he has clients again, and he's back to selling people his program that doesn't work. So that's cool. I should be Nurse Chapel. Do I give those vibes? Interesting. Bumble Homestead, thanks for 500 bits. Stonecore Bell, thanks for gifting a sub, getting us over level... is that over level 1? Level 2? Oh, shitballs, Nemesaur. Holy crap, in a can. Nemesaur gives 20 tier 1 subs. Thank you, Nemesaur. Wow, wow, wee wow. That is so generous of you. Thank you so much. Seriously. You have no idea how much that means to me. And you know what's great? I told you guys this, but in case you missed it, I'm allowed to talk about this. I got a raise from Twitch. I'm no longer getting 50-50 on subs. I'm getting 70-30. So anytime someone either renews a sub or gifts a sub, other than Prime subs, I now make more money, which is awesome. I'm so glad. I feel like I did a good job at my job or something, and earned something. It's kind of nice. This is the first substantial raise I've ever gotten in my life. So anyway, that's cool. 32% to level 5, because Nemesaur decided to be incredibly generous to our community. Okay. So let's see what we can get into, shall we? I have so much going on today. I don't know if we want to start with Marcel. We definitely have some other stuff to look at. But we have a bunch of them. Even though they look old, they're not. I promise. Marcel's camera's just bad. He says the date in the video. Hydrate! I can do that. Okay. This is fun, but I do have to take it off now for real. I didn't see if Baja heard me about the Coke Zero thing, by the way. I don't know if she responded. But anyway, while we're doing the hype train, 32% to level 5. Sorry for the shilling. You know. Gotta do my job. But let's go ahead and take a look. Here's a video from Ohio sovereign citizen. This isn't probably gonna go well. Oh, you just tuned in? Could you... I forgot to bring a Coke Zero up here. When you get a chance, it doesn't have to be like right now. Could you bring me a Coke Zero? Thank you. What about Nurse Joy or Officer Jenny? I'm a Nurse Joy, not an Officer Jenny. If you know what I mean. I think we should stop using the terms sub and dom, and we should start referring to people as Nurse Joys or Officer Jennies. Anyway, here's the video.
It is my right to I don't have a driver's license because I do not contract with the state of Ohio for a driver's license. I do have a right to travel in
Is that a little quiet for you? Should I turn that up?
my private mode of travel.
What about switches, though? James. They're James. I think they're James. I think James is a switch. I think he's a verse sub. I think he likes to sub, but I think he's a service top.
And this is my private mode of travel. I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm just letting you know I have a right to be private. I live in the private, and this is how I can...
Right, but you're not in private right now. You're driving on a public roadway, and therein lies the problem, because that's against the law. That is against the law.
Conduct my affairs.
You have committed a crime.
I have not committed a crime.
You don't have any license plates on your vehicle.
I have a private... I don't need a license.
There's no such thing as a private license plate. That's not how this works. You need to get one through the state if you're going to operate your vehicle on public roadways. Also, she has an AirPod in. I guess I don't know the laws in Ohio, but at least in Michigan, I believe it is illegal to drive around with headphones in. You know? Because then you might not be able to hear people around you. Meek says we should call... I don't want to talk about Jake. Let's not talk about Jake. Spokane Dogman says, join Star Trek costume group on Facebook and people can help you get good Trek outfits. Oh, that's a good tip. Ineffable Effort says, bits to make up for how long it's been since I caught a stream and for the awesome outfit Hannah's been smoking lately. Ooh, maybe I should get it. Is there a lady version of the mask? I always liked the mask as a kid. Smoke it. Somebody stop me.
You need a license plate not bought from eBay on your vehicle. You need to be registered.
Oh no, this came from the Morse National Network when it came with my ID.
Okay, well, they're also scamming you, so whether you got it on eBay or from them, still doesn't count. M. Scheffler, thanks for 24 months. Happy 2nd anniversary. 2 years, nice. That is nice. That's incredible. I'm so glad you've been in the community so long. And thank you, everyone, for the hype train. That was wonderful. I appreciate it.
The private, so you have a fee schedule as well.
A fee schedule?
Yes.
What is that?
Schedule.
I don't know what that is.
It's a fee schedule.
Is the bot down again? Sorry, let me fix the bot real quick. This happens sometimes. I have to turn it off and on again for some reason in my account. I don't know why. See, CloudBot on? That should be back on soon. I don't know why it turns off sometimes. I don't know if it gets updates and it turns it off, or what. Red Werewolf with 27 months, thank you. 27 months, wait, 9, 18, is that another sub baby? Is 27 a sub baby? You'd think I'd know this by memory by now. This full screen's something special, that's a baby. This baby's name is going to be... You know what? In Nightmare on Elm Street 5, Alice's baby's name is, oh god, what was Alice's last name? Alice... something. Okay, we're gonna call this baby, Jacob Terrible Actor. terrible child actor. Jacob, terrible child actor. Because that's what I think about the child in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5. The dream child.
I'm bothered in my private mode of...
How long is this Freddy sweater dress? Oh, I'll show you. There are different ones, by the way. I got this off Amazon. This might not be the same one at Spirit Halloween, because this came with the hat. I'm wearing leggings, too, so... But you can see the length of the dress. Goes here. It's short. It's not, like, super long, but... I'm wearing leggings with it. That's my plan. But if you're confident enough, it is long enough to be a dress, but it's a pretty short dress. So it depends on your confidence level.
Travel. So this is a notice of intent.
If the number adds up to 9, it's a sub, baby. I understand. I don't know my times tables. I was terrible in school, at math at least. Social studies, history, English, I can kill it. Great. Math, don't get it. Yeesh.
It is the easiest thing. No. Look at me.
Yes.
Add the 2 numbers up of the month. If it equals 9, it's a new sub baby. There's your Coke.
Thank you.
May I show chat my beautiful decoration?
My wife made this decoration for Halloween.
So, we saw this animatronic pumpkin at Spirit Halloween that, like, you go up to it and it pops up and shows its guts. It's like $150. So there's no way... I can get it. There was no way that we were going to spend that much. So I made this.
The lights up.
This is a dollar store foam pumpkin that I painted and carved. And then... some fabric for the guts. And yes, as Hannah said, it lights up. You can see it's all stringy. It's nice. And I put little fake pumpkin seeds in there.
Very cute.
I think total this cost like $1.25 to make. Because the pumpkin thing was the only thing I needed to buy.
Nice.
Everything else we had from crafts or from the wedding. I'm very pleased with this.
Ineffable effort with 100 bits says, no weirdness intended, but the changes to your figure are impressive, Hannah. I lost weight as I transitioned too. It's amazing what an attainable goal can do for your motivation. Oh yeah. It's nuts. I've been feeling fucking good about myself. It's been so nice. Like, I'm at the part of my transition where I'm like, oh, I actually like my body now. Like, this is nice.
You should tell them how much weight you've lost.
What is it, like 70?
70 pounds.
I've lost 70 pounds. Woo! Anyway, sorry, back to the video.
Fee schedule. So this is for any and everything that you may have gonna pull me over for, or anything that you may keep me on the side of the road for.
It's called a fee schedule?
Yes, it is a fee.
For reference, by the way, if you weren't here at the beginning, I'll show you some of my earlier streams so you can see the difference. So you also can be impressed.
Okay, so you've got to be very careful.
Party has been in my camp.
Oh god, the voice! I gotta mute that. That's disgusting. Sorry, not trying to be mean to myself. I just am viscerally uncomfortable with that. Oh god. I've made a lot of progress, so that's good. I sound like an entirely different person. That's good! That's good. Just saying, if you're trans and you're like, I don't know if I want to transition, look at my before and after, god damn it. Do you know how happy I am? You only live once. Live your life. Be yourself. Be happy. It's worth it.
Fee schedule.
Hello, how are we doing? I'm Officer Douglas, Korea Police. The reason for the stop is you don't have a tag on your vehicle.
Right, it's not, I don't contract with the state of Ohio.
Okay.
I'm a private national.
Okay, so it's a sovereign citizen thing?
Well, no, it's not.
Good for the officer. This has been happening more often. I'm assuming there's been, like, more training and stuff about sovereign citizens in the last couple of years, because it seems like it's really gotten out of hand. More often, I see cops know what's going on when the SovCit thing starts, so that's cool. Stromboli with 50 bits says, kindness.
I wrote the poems of if there was some good in the world and everyone considered himself his brother, there would be less thought, less sorrow, and the world would be quite a bit more good.
But now we are before the assize court and you are charged with 16 murders, so I would like to remind you that you have to deal with that.
What the fucking fuck? Yeah, probably don't murder people.
Are you Moorish?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right, do you have your travel document or what do you have? Okay. Where do you stay at? In Elyria?
No, I don't.
Okay. What's your current address?
I don't really, I docimile in Berea at...
Okay. Do you have anything with the VIN on the vehicle?
No, just...
No registration or anything like that?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I do have my, all my information right here.
Okay. Do you mind if I see that?
Yes. And I also have my more...
Perth WA, good point.
Well,
True.
it should be right there, all right there.
What's more brotherly than murder? That's what the first brothers did, biblically.
Yeah, it's all right there.
Sir Parker Posey, thanks for 17 months, says, hey Hannah and Stanas, almost popping that second sub baby out, loving the content and costume. Thank you.
Have you ever had a Ohio...
For actual Halloween, when we get a little bit closer, I'm going to paint my nails too. You won't be able to see it in this hand, obviously. But, like, I'll paint my nails the green-red. I have green eyeshadow on right now, but it's not, like, super vivid. Like, it's hard to see from the camera perspective. But I think I'm going to get darker to match this closer.
ID before?
I don't contract with the state of Ohio.
So have you ever had an Ohio ID before?
No, I don't contract with them.
Okay. All right, give me 1 second. $16.06 to $16.40. Yeah, this is a sovereign citizen. I don't know if you want to head up here. I'm sure that...
I like that the sovereign citizen thing is automatically, we're going to bring multiple people here, because this is going to turn into a shit show. I don't blame them. I get it in this case. Sovereign citizens have a history of making things very difficult. I get that.
I'll request the boss at some point.
10-4. 23 is about to that location.
Oh, 06 radio.
What kind of ID is that? A fake one. That is a fake ID that she bought from some Moorish, like, citizen website. Moorish citizens are a subset of sovereign citizens that have, like, conspiratorial black nationalist beliefs combined with the SovCit stuff. It's a whole can of worms. But anyway, there's websites where some of these people basically scam others by selling them IDs that they tell them are good, and they don't need to have a real ID because they can just use these private IDs and their private license plates. And of course that doesn't work because you need to have everything registered and have a license to drive on public roads. But they get pulled over, don't understand why they're getting pulled over, usually get upset, get arrested. It's a mess. Everett GA, thanks for 18 months. That is a sub baby. Says, woot, 18 months, but I would adopt X3C. Anyway, I had a question about the back end. I mostly watch VODs on Twitch. Does that help out? Sorry for the interruption. It does. Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's fine. Don't worry about stuff like that. YouTube or Twitch, if you watch them, it's good. I'm mostly just glad people enjoy the content enough to want to watch it, regardless of how you choose to do so.
Could you try and find someone that stays at 2 black female, date of birth 85. That's all the info I have.
I like that it said gamers. I'm sure that was a miscaption, but I'd like to think the ID says she's a hardcore gamer girl. That's what my ID says.
Yes, ma'am.
Here's also my right to travel that's also notarized and
Oh, wow, it's notarized. What do you think that means? That means there's a witness to the signature of the document? I don't know why you think that legitimizes it in some way, but it doesn't.
it's notarized and it's filed with the state of Ohio.
Wow, you filed it? Where is it filed? If it's filed, it must be findable, because that's the entire point of filing something, is that it's easily accessible to be checked. So where was it filed? What are you talking about?
It's an affidavit of my right to travel.
What is your first name? Is it...
Asada.
Okay. And then your last name is Bay?
Yes, it is.
Okay. You said 223 Run Street?
That's my address.
Bay is an honorific that people who are Moorish citizens give themselves. So if you ever hear someone who says, you know, oh, their name is something something Bay, there's a chance it's related to the sovereign citizen stuff. In fairness, there are other Moorish organizations, like there's the Moorish Science Temple, which is different than the Moorish citizen thing, but they use a lot of the same wording and nomenclature. So be aware that if you see someone with the Bay, they call it an appellation, with the Bay appended to the end of their name, or the beginning, it either means they're a Moorish citizen, or they're involved in some other Moorish-themed cult, basically.
It's on there. You can't just take you can take that out of your pocket.
I'm not taking it, I'm just holding it so my hands are free. That's it.
Oh, okay. So, I'm on my...
Also, it's going to be confiscated as evidence because it's a fraudulent ID that you tried to pass off, so that's a crime. That's evidence now.
Way somewhere that's very important.
Okay. And
you kind of holding me up.
Okay.
And I also do have a fee schedule as well.
I think it's spelled B-E-Y. Bay, B-E-Y. I'm fairly certain.
A fee schedule?
Yes.
What is that?
Schedule.
Let me double check. Because now it's going to drive me crazy if I don't give you an accurate answer. Most sovereign citizens who don't do the license also don't do insurance. Let's see. Moorish. Bay. B-E-Y. Yep. B-E-Y. Bay.
I don't know what that is.
It's a fee schedule for if I'm bothered in my private mode of travel. So this is a note of...
Bay is a name, yes, but it's one that they take on to signify that they are in their group. It's not like a name that they had from, like, birth, or even a name they legally changed. It's something that they take on when they join this group and identify themselves as what they consider Moorish Americans.
Notice of intent, fee schedule. So this is for any and everything that you may have going to pull me over for, or anything that you may keep me on the side of the road for.
It's called a fee schedule?
Yes, it is a fee schedule.
Here, can I take a look at the first one? I'm sorry. The first
It
one.
was formerly used in Turkey and Egypt as a courtesy title, and it was the governor of a district or province in the Ottoman Empire. They probably got it from that.
On the fee schedule, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They think they have diplomatic immunity, basically, so that probably is why they do it.
Well, just hang tight, okay?
Well, listen.
What's up?
Can I have my ID back
Yeah, you're welcome to.
so I can go?
You're not free to leave.
Why?
Because you're being detained.
Detained?
Yeah, it's a traffic stop. You're detained. You're not in handcuffs or anything like that. But
This is unlawful detainment.
it is not, okay?
It is unlawful
I know you believe it
detainment.
is, but I've done this plenty of times,
Oh,
okay?
Okay, well, I also have the right to travel.
Okay.
In my private
May I
mode.
She said the thing! Bay Cop says, everyone refer to me as Bay Cop 2027, please. I demand respect. I am not a loser. Of course you're not, Bay Cop. There are no losers in my chat.
See that?
Transportation. It's my private mode of transportation.
May I see that? Here, you want to trade? I'll give you this back.
No, you cannot.
Oh, okay. All right, well, just like I said, you're not free to go, okay? So just hang out for 1 second, all right? What's up, Chief? Sovereign citizen. Moorish American. I think I got a real info off a paper that she showed me. Dominique Cattell. Allegedly. She doesn't live there. She's, I don't know the word she said. Something.
She probably said, like,
606 radio.
resides or something.
Okay.
Alright, could you try and run a first name? Dominique, David Ocean Mike, Ida Nick, Ida Queen, Union Edward. Last name, Charlie Adam, Tom Edward Lincoln, with Moorish American.
What the fuck is this laser sci-fi noise that is happening?
Star Bay. That's all. The old name does not matter.
Okay.
So this is my name. This is my name, and this is filed with the Moorish National Network.
But that's not the state of Ohio.
That could be a Sovset, Lady Ann, but it could also just be someone breaking the law. Like, there are people who don't have license plates and just know they're breaking the law. But, like, could be a Sovset.
It's not a law enforcement agency.
And I'm talking about Supreme Court law. I'm not talking about the state of Ohio. Supreme Court law.
There are Supreme Court rulings. There are Supreme Court interpretations of the law. There's no such thing as Supreme Court law. And there are certainly no Supreme Court rulings that say that you don't need a driver's license. Quite the opposite.
I am a Moorish national, and this is my travel card. I went through all the proper steps to get my travel.
There's no such thing as proper steps to get a travel card, because it's not a real thing. You were conned? You were grifted out of your money to buy a card that is useless. You were tricked.
Card. I went through all the proper steps to put everybody on notice, and this is what it is.
So that's not a driver's license, okay?
It is my right to try. I don't have a driver's license because I do not contract with the state of Ohio for a driver's license. I do have a right to travel in my private mode of travel, and this is my private mode of travel. I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm just letting you know I have a right to be private. I live in the private, and this is how I conduct my affairs. I don't contract with the state of Ohio with the driver's license. I don't contract with the state of Ohio for anything. I have a right to contract how I want because I live in the private. This is my travel card, and this is my Moorish American national name.
So you don't drive on any public streets or anything like that?
I'm not conducting commerce. This is I'm not.
It doesn't matter. Sovereign citizens, Again, I know that there are people who've heard this 10,000 times, and I apologize. The nature of my job is I don't know when there's new people watching. Sovereign citizens couch a lot of their arguments in this idea that they believe the government can only require you to have a license for driving if you are doing commerce through your driving. Meaning, like, if you're an Uber driver, or a taxi driver, or a delivery driver, someone who drives for a living. They're wrong, of course. This is based on a misunderstanding of an almost 100-year-old legal dictionary. But that's how a lot of these things work, isn't it? Slightest bit of justification. I guess what I'm trying to say is, what's important isn't what they're using to justify what they want. The point is, like a lot of conspiracies, they have an end game that they want. They have a vision of reality that they want, not having to have a license. And they have weird, nonsense justifications for doing so. That's all you need to know. Black's Law Dictionary request. What would you like me to look up, Reno Redhead? Traveling. I've tried to look up driving. I guess I will need to look up traveling. Let's see. And a hydrate. I can do both of those.
For hire, I'm not for any of that, so I'm not conducting.
It doesn't matter. I'm kind of surprised. You know, there's a lot of conspiracies that change a lot in short periods of time in order to change with, you know, obvious evidence that they're wrong. QAnon, good example of this. The BBBYQ people, again, they're ignoring reality, but at least they're shifting their narrative. sovereign citizens don't really shift the narrative because it's such a, like, spread out conspiracy. Like, there are very few sovereign citizen groups that hang out together the way that cults typically do. It's usually individuals or small pockets of individuals that maybe buy into this, like, on their own from the internet. So there isn't a lot of evolution. It takes a lot longer for changes in the narrative to, like, spread out, because there's no hierarchical structure, or at least much less of a structure, from which, like, new dogma can come from. Kind of like Pee-Pee. Like, the Pee-Pee show nowadays dictates the BBBY conspiracy stuff. Either Pee-Pee show or the subreddit, right? This stuff is a little more freeform. There are certainly sovereign citizen gurus who do grift and lie to people knowingly, but a lot of it is individuals or small groups of people, and I'm talking like 2 or 3, maybe up to 10, when we're talking about, like, groups that are more more citizen groups. They exist in some places. But either way, the arguments don't change, which is weird considering how much evidence there is online that they don't work. Like, I think at this point most people are vaguely aware of sovereign citizens, even if they don't know a lot about them. I think they kind of know, oh yeah, those people I've seen on, like, either court TV or on the news or vaguely in an internet video that think they don't need licenses. Like, I think it's enough that people kind of vaguely know, at least enough people. At this point, how is anyone falling for this? I don't know how you search this stuff without immediately having a thing come up that's like, this isn't true. Here's 10,000 YouTube videos of people being arrested using this stuff. It's very strange. Anyway, let's continue while I look up traveling.
Commerce on any public highways. I'm not doing any type of business. I'm going from point A to point B in my private.
Right, you're doing so on public roadways in an automobile. You need a license to do that.
Mode of travel, and I'm not conducting any type of business. I'm not conducting any commerce that would need me to have a driver's license, and I have not committed a crime.
You have committed a crime.
I have not committed a crime.
You don't have any license plates on your
yes. Good argument. No.
Vehicle.
I have a private, I don't need a license plate on my vehicle.
You need a license plate not bought from eBay on your vehicle. You need to be registered.
Oh no, this came from the Morse National Network when it came with...
Is anyone trying to crack down on the people selling this stuff? Like, is there any federal agency or even state agencies looking into this? Because it feels like a big step in this would be getting rid of the websites and the people who are selling the fake IDs and stuff. Because on some level, I think that lends credence for conspiracy theorists. They go, oh, look, there's a whole website selling this stuff. It must be real. And of course, that's spurious. That's not how things work. But you know, from a conspiratorial point of view, where you're looking for anything to justify the belief you already have, it becomes bolstering evidence, even though, of course, it's not. You feel that it is, though.
It's my ID. It's a private, what they have on eBay is not my business. It's not my concern. But this is a private vehicle. I'm not for hire. I'm not for contract. And I'm not conducting any type of commerce, sir.
Okay, I understand that you fully believe in all this, okay? And I respect that.
He's handling this pretty well, all things considered. This is one of the better interactions I've seen. He seems to kind of get it.
No, I know. It is not what I believe in. It's what I know. I know.
I am so interested when people say things like that. What do you mean by no? Do you think you're in... Like, is there anything that you believe that you think you are incapable of being incorrect about? Because other than, like, completely subjective things, like, I don't think, you know, anything that's my feeling or opinion on something subjective, like saying, I think this movie is good or bad for these reasons. You know, those are subjective anyway. But in terms of, like, things that are objective reality, I'm always open to the idea that I could be wrong. I think everyone should be to some extent. And it's not just an on or off. There's a gradient. There are things you're more confident of than other things. But, like, you think there's 0% chance you know this in the objective sense that you cannot be wrong? That's wild. Overconfidence. And there's something that Dan Olson's recent video on meme stocks made me think, because one of the things he cited was someone else who looks into cults, conspiracy theories, stuff like that. And they postulated that the primary characteristic of conspiracy theorists isn't just egotism, isn't just narcissism. It's a staggering overconfidence. And I don't know which leads from which, you know? Is the narcissism bred from the overconfidence or vice versa? And I'm not talking about clinically narcissistic, I'm talking about just the colloquial term. I don't know. I don't know which way that stream is running in terms of what's coming from where, but the overconfidence is a huge part of it. Hydrate. Can do. I'm very close to traveling. Transport. Travel act. The closest I have is travel act. I have traverse. Traverse? Traverse is the closest I can find. In common law pleading, a traverse signifies a denial. It's even a completely different thing than I thought. Thus, where a defendant denies any material allegation of fact in the plaintiff's declaration, he is said to traverse it, and the plea itself is thence frequently termed a transverse.
I know that the Supreme Court law states that I have a right to travel.
You have a right to travel between the states. You do not have a right to a specific mode of travel. You can't, like, let's say tomorrow you won the lottery and you bought an airplane. You bought a private jet. You're not allowed to fly it without a license just because you have it. That's not how any of this works. Finigagami says, but Hannah, that would be infringement of the First Amendment and hindering entrepreneurship to stop people from lying and committing crime. That's what all the right-wing pundits and venture capitalists say.
Just like I'm traveling. Supreme Court law says that, not me.
No.
I didn't say it. I didn't make it up.
You have a misunderstanding. That is not anything the Supreme Court has said. They do not say you don't need a driver's license.
This is Supreme Court law. I have it right here in my thing. It's Supreme Court law.
Okay, pull it out. Let's do it.
It's not something that I made up. It's just Supreme Court law.
What's my view on a national driver's license? Never even thought about it once, so I don't have an opinion. I don't know, is that even an initiative anyone wants to do? Is there a purpose for that? Are there benefits? What are the positives and negatives? I've genuinely never heard anyone bring that up, so I don't know.
Okay, and I fully understand that.
If I had to guess, it would make no difference to me. I don't know in general, systemically, if it would make a difference to anything.
You believe that, okay?
No, it isn't what I believe. It's what the Supreme Court law states.
Ma'am, I'm telling you.
Okay, could you call your sergeant, please?
Ma'am, I'm the chief of police.
Okay, well, are you the sergeant?
I'm the chief of police. That's my department. I'm the head of the agency.
Okay, where's the sergeant?
I would be above the sergeant.
Oh, okay, well...
So that's why I came over here to try and help. I think we settle this as easy as possible.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, we're going to do a Halloween stream.
I thought I'm going to come over here and have a conversation with you.
Okay.
I'm a student of this. I love to hear this stuff. I love
Okay.
to talk to you.
Okay.
Where we're at, though,
It's so interesting the difference between, like, these cops today versus the Florida cops we watched a couple days ago who were such unprofessional assholes. Like, these cops, again, they're part of a system that has innumerable problems. But these individuals, at least, are trying to communicate with this woman without escalating the situation. Don't know why it's so hard.
Right, but I'm not conducting commerce. I have it right here. It's
and I know
Supreme
what
Court
you're
law.
reference. I've seen it. Unfortunately, that's not the context of the law.
Oh, oh, this is all. I have all of it in here.
So what? So I guess what I would
I
ask.
have it all in here.
And I see that you've got that nice bullet point and everything else like that. That's great.
All of them. Every case law, everything in here is all. You just identified me.
Well, we can't find you in the system.
Okay, that's fine.
We have to know who you are.
I just told my name is Asada L. Star Bay. And that's, you don't have a right to do that.
To do what?
To write anything down that has anything to do with my vehicle.
Okay.
What? That's never true about anything. Like, do you think that if you're out in public with your car, someone can't write down, like, ah, yes, this make and model and color, and this is the license plate? That's not how anything works. What are you talking about? Like, it's creepy if you were doing it for no reason or for personal reasons, I guess, but, like, it's not illegal. It's not illegal to write down things you see in public. What the fuck? Fenekagami says, it's likely the confidence plus insecurity. All these guys think they're smarter than they are, and they hate having their ideas challenged. Plus, like Dan said, they're supremely lazy too. They're also people who can't accept that they're mediocre and that it's okay to be mediocre. Yeah, that's a lot of conspiracy theories. That's my thing behind CC, Chris, Westchester County. That feels like that's his deal. Like a lot. It's like the unwavering confidence is compensatory for the insecurity. It's interesting.
I know my rights. Okay, and I also know my rights. You guys are policy enforcement. You guys are okay, but you guys are public servants. You're a public servant. We're here to serve the public. I didn't call
the public at large, not you as an individual.
I didn't ask you to have your lights on behind.
For instance, right now they are protecting the public from you because you're operating without a license, which is dangerous because if you don't have a license, did you take a test? The standards in the United States, and pretty much all the states that I'm aware of, are pretty low anyway. So if you're not even doing the driver's test, it's concerning. You also need to register your vehicle for a number of reasons. It pays for taxes on things. I guess it depends on the state. But it can pay for taxes on things like road repair, other things related to traveling with your vehicle. You said in curiosity, not insecurity. I apologize. My bad. Oh no, I lost my train of thought now. Shit. Well, it's gone.
You're supposed to use your lights in a state of emergency. This is not an emergency. Right, but it's not an emergency.
So that's why we're here. And again, you're not the first Morris person that I've encountered.
Okay.
Usually we can have a very good conversation.
And
that's what I want. I don't want to cause you problems.
Right. Well, why can't you accept my Morris national ID and let me go?
Because it was not issued by a recognized government entity.
But we are our own government. We have our own Morris national government. Yes.
The United States doesn't recognize the sovereignty of the nation that you claim to be a part of because that nation doesn't exist.
You do. Okay, but
it's not recognized by the state of Ohio or the United States government.
It is recognized by. It is recognized. It's definitely recognized by the Department of Justice.
Well,
I mean, it might be recognized in the sense that you're like, I know more citizens. I think at some point got put on a watch list, but that doesn't make them a nation. That makes them a potential threat.
No. We have right here, we have a Department of Justice, and it's all on the back. Would you like to read it?
Oh, you have a Department of Justice. Like, not the real one. Like, you mean your Moorish Department of Justice? Like a thing you made up? Oh.
Who issued that to you? Is that Moorish?
Yes, the government. The Moorish national government.
Again, calling yourself a government doesn't make you one unless other people recognize it. It's like NFTs, right? Your NFT is worthless because no one else other than weird crypto bros recognize it as signifying anything, right? So you can say all day, well, I have the NFT. The NFT denotes, ownership. If no one else agrees, does it? You're not a country if no one else recognizes you as a country. Remember Teos, for instance? We've covered Teos in the past, the guy who tried to start his own nation in Canada. Got arrested recently, if you didn't see my coverage of that. Stone Corbell says, do you remember which Supreme Court case it is that Sovsits misrepresent to believe they don't need a driver's license? Ironically enough, the one that I hear the most often isn't even a United States Supreme Court decision. It's a state Supreme Court decision. But I think a lot of sovereign citizens don't know that there's more than one Supreme Court. Like, obviously, there's the United States Supreme Court, the federal Supreme Court. But it seems like they don't know that there's also state Supreme Courts that deal with, state matters. So they'll cite one from, I forget which state it is, I apologize. But it was a case in which I think a town's sheriff, this was early on when automobiles were much newer, there wasn't a state-level licensing or anything at this point. I think it was like a local sheriff who was giving driver's licenses and requiring them, but there was no standardized test. It was just like him deciding arbitrarily who he wanted to have licenses and not. And the state Supreme Court ruled that, hey, like, you can't arbitrarily require people to have a license. And what they meant by arbitrarily is you can't just decide based on vibes. You can't just be like, you get one and you don't. You have to have a standardized test. Like, there has to be a standard set that anyone has the opportunity to pass. Right? But they misinterpret that and say that no license can ever be required. It's a misreading. Discordant Vole with 26 months says, I caught a gray rat snake at work today. Released the little guy at the tree line. That's very nice. I'm glad that you took him somewhere safe.
Department of Justice.
The Department of Justice, we are on trial with the Department of Justice.
We get briefs, so we know. So we like to encountering, we try to have the best possible encounters with them.
Right.
We try to go as much as possible.
Right.
So I guess with this officer, he's just, if you can figure out who you are, and we know who you are.
I just told you who I was.
But, and that's why he asked you if you had a previous name that I might remember. We didn't change their names all the time, and that's
well, what difference does my previous name make?
Then if we know who you are, then we feel comfortable saying, okay, that person's just fine. They're not a murderer, they didn't kill somebody.
Oh, no, I'm not a murderer.
And I'm not saying you are, but I'm giving you
I'm not a murderer. That's just what a murderer would say.
a very extreme example
Right.
of why it's important.
I'm just a mother. I'm a mother of 6 children, and I'm just trying to give my kids something to eat. And you're kind of interrupting what I was going to do.
I apologize, so if you give us a measure of, I guess, cooperation.
I just cooperated. He asked for my identification,
not
and I gave him my identification. But that, who I was before, it has nothing to do with who I am today.
Legally, that's not true.
What do you mean?
Like, just because I changed my name, you guys know that. That doesn't mean the things that, like, if I had done something illegal under my previous name, that doesn't mean because I changed my name, all of a sudden it has nothing to do with me. That's not how this works. Literally, and I bring that up because this must be something that multiple people don't understand. Because literally when I was filling out paperwork, like when you're filling out legal paperwork for a name change, part of it is being like, hey, just so you know, you're not using this to try and evade the law or your debtors or your creditors or anything, right? No, I'm not. Apparently people do that. It's kind of funny. Unstable Deadbeat with 100 bits says, hey Hannah, don't know if you remember, but I had complained earlier this week about a UPS package that was delivered to me mistakenly, and I was getting frustrated trying to get them to come pick it up. I do remember. It only took over a week, but they finally got it, only 36 hours after they said they had marked it an urgent request. Well, I hope that the person gets the thing, and hopefully it's not too late for whatever it was.
The vehicle's okay. What's wrong with the vehicle?
It's not properly licensed, like the officer told you, for the state of Ohio. Again, I understand what you're saying completely. I respect what you're saying. But again, if the officer is able to ascertain the vehicle...
North Carolina requires fingerprinting and background check with the state and FBI. So does Michigan. I had to get that done.
It's okay. It's not stolen. It's not in.
You know what's weird? I've never done anything in my life that's, like, illegal, you know? At least not since when I was a little kid, I stole some candy from the store that had fallen on the ground. Like, literally, I was being a dumb kid, I think, and was playing with, like, a candy tube that was full of runts. Does anyone remember runts? It's a candy that was put out by Wonka, I think. It's like fruit-flavored candy. Anyway, I was being a dumb kid and somehow spilled the candy all over the ground, you know, because kids are dumb. And, you know, the candy was ruined. It was all over the grocery store floor. So, like, it was gone anyway. But I'm a little kid. And I, like, grabbed some off the floor and I put it in my mouth when no one's looking. Which is gross. And then, when I got in the car, my mom was putting me in the car seat. I remember being put in the car seat, so I must have been quite young. And, she noticed that I had them in my mouth. And she made me go back in the store and apologize. And, like, she told the store person to tell me that, like, we're not gonna call the police this time. But don't do it again. Which I do. Don't tell store people to do that. What the fuck is wrong with you? Don't fucking do that. What the fuck? Anyway, so that didn't pop up on my background check. Apparently I'm too boring and haven't done anything illegal. That's a shame. Honest Noir says some states require you to publish notice of your name change in the newspaper at intervals over a period of time. Michigan requires you to do it once. Unstable Deadbeat says, I think that eating grocery floor candy is its own punishment. You know, you'd think.
Oh my God. Okay, great.
No, it's
and
not
if we're able to
stolen.
find out that, that you're just peacefully on your way, then I'm great with it.
I'm literally peacefully on my way.
We have to be able to ascertain that. You understand that I can't take people at their word sometimes. There's no traffic violation. Notices in Korea in the state of Ohio. And that's what we're concerned with at this moment.
You're concerned because my plate says private?
Because it's not a registered license by the state of Ohio. Or any other state.
Because I don't contract.
There's no version of this where you don't get to have a license. You don't, it's not a contract the way that you were trying to describe it. It's not voluntary. Either you have it and you're driving legally, or you don't and you're driving illegally. It has nothing to do with a contract.
And you do know about contracts, correct? We have a right to contract how we choose.
This isn't a contract, it's a law.
Contract. And if I choose to get registered a vehicle and get a plate.
Do you understand then that we have the right then to enforce the laws of the state and the city, which can include, verifying
I've already put everyone on notice that needed to be put on notice. Maybe I should contact the Berea Police Department and let the Berea Police
that might have been
Department.
helpful.
Maybe I should do that.
Before we got here, but now we're here.
Okay,
now we have to be satisfied with that we're actually what we need to do, and then we can go. We both can go about our day.
Right. I'm just trying to figure out.
Can you cooperate with the officer a little bit? Give us some information. We can figure out who you are. This vehicle.
This is my vehicle.
Okay, but we need some verification.
Man, it's almost like
I
car
don't
registrations exist for a reason, so they can prove that it is your vehicle. Like, how solipsistic do you have to be to not understand that just saying it's my vehicle isn't enough? Because obviously if someone stole a vehicle, they wouldn't admit, yeah, I stole this car, this isn't mine. Like, how can you not understand that? How can you have such a limited, like, view of other people's perspectives that you don't understand that your word is not enough? What was my favorite Runts flavor? Banana. I liked the banana.
Of who I previously was.
But you know who it is, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's all I'm asking.
Discordant Vol says bearer bends. Oh, I get it, like a bearer bond. Like whoever has the car owns it. Okay, alright. Took me a sec.
That's why I left my office to come here and talk to you. Because it's important. I want to respect you and respect what you believe.
Right.
But I also need you then to give me a little bit of that back. Respect back.
Oh, I'm giving you respect. I gave you my ID.
Good job we have to do. I'm guessing this isn't the first time you've done it. So
this is not the first time. I have, and I've never had any issues like I do in Berea. I have the worst issues. It's the Berea Police Department. I feel like at this point it's like a harassment type of.
Have you considered that you are continuously breaking the law and you're being pulled over because you're not changing your behavior despite how many times they keep telling you that you're going to get pulled over and arrested if you don't have these things? Like, the fact that you're admitting to this cop, I have had many interactions with your department, is telling them that this has happened before, and you made no attempt to change or correct the things that you are misinformed about. So all you have done is told them that a warning clearly won't work. So you've basically said to them, please arrest me. Which you don't want to do. Don't do that. Hydrate.
No. I'm talking about the people that work for you or under you.
I'm sorry.
At this point, I feel like it's harassment. I don't know if it's because of the color of my skin. I don't know if it's because I choose.
No, believe me. I am the first person who'll point out if something is a race thing. This is not a race thing. You're just wrong about not needing a license plate. You need one. You need a license. You need a registration. This particular stop is not a race thing.
Choose to live in the private because I have a choice to live in the private.
I respect everybody.
You know.
That's why I'm having this conversation.
If you don't want to live by the laws of society, then don't live in society.
Right.
We're not trying to escalate things. We're trying to keep calm, real. We're just trying to. If we could do our our business, then we can let you go about your business.
I mean, I'm not understanding what else you...
Well, we need to verify who you are. And again, there's no verification. I have no idea who you are.
This is right.
Let's see you are now.
She's saying live in the private like it's Narnia or some shit. Hey, I'll have you know, Mr. Tumnus sold me this ID and he said it was very legit. And he said that I just need to call our Moorish consulate if anything happens.
Any ID that I have has this one.
Because you understand that in the state of Ohio, we have these sorts of interactions. You're required to identify yourself to a law.
I don't stand under the Ice Queen's authority, or the Ice... What the fuck is her name in Narnia? It's been so long.
If you don't lawfully do that, we can take you to jail.
I only follow common law, handed down by our Lord and Savior Aslan. The White Witch, thank you.
Take me to jail for what? What crime have I committed?
Actually, I cannot accept your Turkish delight, because if I do, it'll confer authority to you. You'll have jurisdiction over me if I take this Turkish delight. So instead, I will be on my way. Thank you.
Oh, that's not.
It is.
How do you survive with no ID? I'm guessing you don't. Which is why stuff like this happens.
Really have to tell you who I am.
You do, because you
Lawfully detained, that's correct. Well, this is unlawfully detained. I haven't been. What does lawfully detained mean?
We had a right to stop you. Based on your vehicle not being properly registered with the state of Ohio. We
Right.
stopped you. Now we have to figure out who you are and make sure the vehicle's okay to be on the streets.
Why wouldn't it be okay to be on the street?
I don't know, because I can't verify that. I mean, we're just talking in circles here. So.
No, I'm not understanding. What is the issue? Why would the vehicle not be safe to be on the streets? What's the issue? Why would it...
You don't have a license. You don't have an up-to-date registration. So the car could either be stolen, or you could not be skilled enough to operate it safely.
What's wrong with the vehicle that it wouldn't be safe?
I have no idea where the vehicle came from.
Thanks, Goth Geek Gaming. Marcus Drake says, did anyone else think Turkish Delight must be the best food ever if you'd betray your loved ones for them? And they're like, good, but not treason good. That kid just wanted a reason. That kid was a traitor from the beginning.
No, it belongs to me.
But again, you can't verify that because you have a homemade license.
Well, it's not homemade.
I feel like the life of the kids from The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was probably a fucking nightmare. I know there are sequel books. Maybe it goes into it. I don't know. I haven't read the sequel books. But literally, they live, like, lifetimes in Narnia being, like, royalty and living amazing lives in a fantasy world. And then all of a sudden, they get shunted back to the real world where they're children again. And they just have to deal with living in post-World War II Britain during the Reconstruction period. Like, what a fucking nightmare. Aslan's an asshole. Oh. Discordant Fold says she could have given him pocket lint. He wanted revenge.
I've never had a license plate on this car.
Henry Street with
John Union.
Right, I've never had a license plate.
Stone Corbell says they like magically forget everything when you're not in Narnia, and then when you go back to Narnia, each time their memories slowly come back. That's depressing. I don't like that.
So you're threatening to take me to
No, I'm not
jail
threatening, I'm telling you
for a non-violent crime, for a crime that
People get arrested for non-violent crimes all the time. Most crimes are non-violent.
haven't been committed. Because I do have a fee schedule here, and my fee.
Cool. That's not worth anything. A fee schedule is when they say, if you detain me, I'm charging you 10 quadrillion million gold doubloons per minute, officer, and this is legit and stands up in court.
Schedule
No one gets paid from this.
definitely
It will go up
says.
some. Okay. And you can make those claims after the fact, but I don't want to get there. Okay?
Hold on, where's unlawful detainment or detainment, lawful detainment? Because there's issue traffic citation $75,000. Time in court. Excuse me?
Would you rather just have us issue a traffic citation? If we know who you are, we'll issue a traffic citation, send you on your way, and you can go about trying to make a claim for that.
A claim for what?
For us issuing you a
Would you
traffic
like to
citation.
read this? Because
We're past that now. I told you where we're at this point. I'm just asking for some cooperation at this point.
Moira Soma, thanks for gifting us up.
giving you cooperation.
But you're not. You're giving me a lot of the Moorish stuff, which I respect it. I love it. Listen, I'm a student of people and humanity, and that's why I'm trying to have this conversation with you. But you're not really
This cop is too nice to be a cop. He probably gets bullied by the other asshole cops.
working with me at all.
Okay.
So
Well,
I've told you what the response is going to be. If you can, I don't want to do that. It's the last thing I do. You seem like a
I don't think he respects the idea. He's being pragmatic. I think he respects her as a human being. At least that's how he's treating her, which is great. That should be the bare minimum. But he's being pragmatic. I don't think he's saying he's lending any credence to it. He's just trying to meet her on her level.
very nice person. So you're a mother of 6. I don't want anything against you. I don't.
his name is Chief Clark.
Yes, ma'am.
What's your name?
Officer Douglas.
Officer Douglas. Oh, I am. I'm gonna definitely file a lawsuit.
Okay.
Okay, let me
Cool.
let me call you
Ask Chili how well that goes.
back, Mom.
Could you just provide your information before you got it switched over? Could you just provide your name before you got it switched to Bay to me?
You looked it up, didn't you?
I looked up Bay. Yeah, we're asking about if you had a name
Did you
before
see my
that.
fee schedule?
No. I saw it.
You wrote down.
What did I write down?
What did you write down?
I wrote down your VIN, and then the birthday you provided me, and then street.
Could I see what you wrote down?
Why?
What is your name? Was it the Dominique? Was that your old first name?
So if you
I
know
can't just
that,
run Dominique. There's
so
a million Dominiques in Ohio.
If you know that, why are you sitting here trying to play me like I'm stupid?
I don't know.
Ooh. See, this is why I'm not allowed in the real world and I'm stuck in the internet. I'm a terrible person. I would have such a hard time not being an asshole in this situation once lines like that get fed to me. You're gonna set me up like that? Come on. I'd be a terrible cop. Discordant Vol says, look at me, I'm Dave, and I'm reasonable and attempt de-escalation, la-dee-da. These are the people selling the Moorish ID cards? Ugh. What in the heck? They really, really, really need to get found out, because these people are scum. Absolute scum. Oh wow, the website looks so jank. There's the Moorish identity cards. How much are they charging for these? $90! Oh my god, they're selling something called a religious non-taxation card. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. Oh no. Oh, so many people throwing money into scams. Sucks. By the way, after this video, we're gonna do the Marcel stuff, I know. He's in the title. Stromboli says, Hannah, are you going to see Godzilla or Beyonce in IMAX, or just stay home? I'm just staying home. I don't go to the theater very often anymore. Last thing we saw was Barbie, which was great, and I had a lot of fun. I'm cool with watching stuff at home most of the time now, though.
What's your last name?
You got the VIN number, don't you?
If it's never been registered to you, it will never come back to a license plate.
It doesn't, because I got...
If it's never been registered to you in the state of Ohio, it's never going to come back to a state of Ohio license plate, and therefore it won't be registered to you or anyone else. Does that make
You
sense?
can tell us if it was registered in the previous state. I can look it up that way.
No, it was registered here.
In Ohio or through the Moorish Nation?
No, it was registered here when I bought it because I had to register it here when I bought it.
Did they give you a temporary tag?
Yes, and it expired.
Okay.
Once it expired, I never got anything else because...
Oh god, stop admitting to crime! Stop admitting to crime!
Contract with the state of Ohio to get a license.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be difficult. This is just what this is who I am. I don't go by the old name anymore. I'm not a murderer. I'm not a killer. I'm just a mother who's trying to go get some groceries for her 6 children. That's it.
I think he's writing down the VIN number.
06.
Nothing.
Copy.
You can't do this. You get what I'm saying?
What are we watching? Sovereign Citizens. We're about to watch Marcel when this is over in a few minutes. Coordinate Vol says, "Oh no, you're making this very easy. Hey, fun fact, don't admit to crimes on camera if you don't want to get found guilty of those crimes." Just a general truism, I would say. Don't admit to crimes on camera.
And they've never sent me anything back, and this has been over a year and a half now.
That's not how this works. You don't get to, like, what they're effectively doing, if you don't know, is she says she sent a letter into Ohio's, whatever their Secretary of State, DMV, whoever handles licensing, and presumably this document said something along the lines of, "I am hereby relinquishing your rights to my name. I am not contracting with you. If you do not respond to this letter, then you consent to me not being governed by this law anymore." That's not how this works. Like, there's no letter you can send to the government to make you exempt from laws like that. That's not how this works. Like, they're not obligated to respond and say, like, "Nope, the law still applies to you," because it just does. Like, there's no version of this where you win, where you secretly send a letter that it like, somehow removes you from the basic laws of society? I don't get it. I really don't.
That I've been on this journey of living in the private and living free. I have not had a driver's license in years. I don't
Stop admitting to crime!
Get a driver's license, and like I said, I'm a mother of 6. I have to.
That's irrelevant to this discussion. There's no amount of how many kids you have has anything to do with the legality of what you were doing. I am sorry, I really am, but that's not. It's not the responsibility of others to not apply the law to you because you have made bad choices. It's your responsibility as the caregiver to those children to make sure that you are available for them, to take care of them. Not cool, Stromboli. Not cool.
And I do have...
Hold on, I'm actually going to delete that. That's gross. Come on.
have a right to travel. I'm not conducting any type of commerce. I do know the Supreme Court laws, because I have to.
I do too as well, obviously. So maybe not as well as you on this one.
It's not a mystery. It's not. This is all U.S. Supreme Court and other high court citations proving that no license is necessary for normal use of an automobile on common ways.
It's a common way.
Common ways.
But the civil how they don't define it as a common way.
But it is.
But I'm saying
but the Supreme Court. But the Supreme Court.
That's where some of that.
Right. But Supreme Court looks at it as a common way.
A common way could be your driveway, or your own land or property.
Right. No, but
this is a public road that taxes.
And it's also right. And it's all.
Is there like a SovSit wiki? There's different sources. There's different gurus. There's different YouTube channels. It's a lot of the same information, but it's not from one central source. No, it's in different pockets around the internet.
Also common way.
So that's what the civil housing was regular.
It's all stated in here, and I don't think any law trumps Supreme Court law, or any of that. And like I said, I'm not trying to be difficult.
We're just having a conversation. I'm trying to rectify this.
It's all in here. It's all in here. U.S. Supreme Court says no license is necessary to drive an automobile on public highways, streets. No license is necessary to copy and share freely. Name 4, Kansas. This is all Supreme Court law. And it says, 43 U.S. Supreme Court says no license necessary to drive.
06.
If you're able to, I have an OLM. This might be her. I did a couple of different search engines. Is her name Dominique Camel by chance?
Give me the DL, I'll run it.
Sam John.
Couldn't confirm the exact video you made me think of, but this is close enough. Let's see. One sec. Oh, yeah.
Mark and Craig, Pop Brothers at Law. Shut the fuck up Friday like the old days. What do you say when a cop first pull you over?
Why'd you pull me over?
And when they ask questions?
I'm not discussing my day.
And they keep asking questions?
Am I being detained or am I free to go?
And if detained, what do you say?
I invoke the fifth.
And then what do you do?
I shut the fuck up.
And that's the fucking tip of the day.
For the record, you do need to identify yourself and provide a driver's license, registration, insurance, all that stuff. To be clear.
All right, ma'am.
So he was able to find you. Thank you.
Will you provide me a good phone number for you? You don't have to. It's totally optional. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, I'm giving you a ticket, okay? I'm saying and advising, City of Bree is advising you have to go to court for the ticket, okay? Now, you can go to court with all your documents, everything like that. You can prove your case. You can file a fee.
Oh god, it looks like she gets arrested in like the next 2 minutes. How does this escalate in the next 2 minutes to her being arrested?
You like against us and not against the court, okay? I just have to advise you that you have to appear in court, okay? Your court date will be March 24th at 9 in the morning in Berea. By signing it, you're not admitting guilt.
Oh, I'm not signing.
Okay, all right.
I mean, how would there be a window smash? Her window's already open. Both of them. There'd be no reason to smash the back.
All right. So here's your copy, okay? There is the court date at the top on the inside. There's also a phone number and a website on the back, okay? Directly to the court.
Okay.
Was I speaking with you? I wish it was under better...
Maybe it's
fine.
not.
It's fine. It was good talking.
Is it just a clip from... Do they just have an outro where someone gets arrested, maybe?
You too.
I really don't want her to get arrested. Like, obviously she's doing something really stupid and conspiratorial and delusional. But, like, I don't want her life ruined just because she's dumb.
I'm gonna come up there and possibly give you all this information, if it's okay.
You can drop it off to understand I don't have the right to...
Do we need to start doing... You know how some people get, like, traffic school as a punishment? Do we need to start to organize, like, a sovereign citizen, like... Oh, you're guilty. You can either take a fine, jail time, or you're going to go to this seminar and they're going to talk to you for 4 or 5 hours about why SovCit stuff is bullshit and show you a million videos of people getting arrested. If you want to hire me as a teacher for that, I'll do it. That's fine.
No. No, it's not.
The arrest is a different stop. Oh, thank God.
About me.
Wait, like a different stop of her or a different stop in general?
Me, you giving me a right to travel. It's about me giving you the I recognize and
I didn't
you
know.
also have a right to live in a private as well.
I did not know about
Is your copy of this?
Thank you. Yeah, treaty of friendship and peace.
City wouldn't do that because tickets make them more money. I assure you, the city and the cops do not like sovereign citizens, and they don't generate enough revenue for that to be a factor. They're a nuisance that wastes more money than they bring in through, you know, fines, because often, shocker, they don't pay their tickets and fines anyway.
All right, well, thank you. You guys have a blessed day.
Thank you as well.
It is her. Oh god, so I guess she gets arrested later. That sucks. I'll click the link in a sec, Maps and Mimics.
Give me my fucking phone. Oh.
Fuck, okay, so the second part's gonna come out at some point. Shit.
Hell no. I have to call my mother.
That sucks ass. Has it already been posted? Fuck. Oh my god, she did get arrested again. Shit.
Okay, but I need to call my mom so she can come pick me up.
Well, you're not getting picked up. You're in jail.
Ugh. Okay, we can watch that later. We are gonna talk about Marcel, finally, so that's good. Let's see the video I wanted to take a look at. Who is this with? Rudy Bruce. Let me see if it's on his YouTube channel. If not, we'll watch it on his Facebook. Okay, cool. This is Marcel talking with one of the guys from that, like, Canadian convoy thing, the anti-vaxxer weirdos. There are multiple videos. I don't know how much we'll watch of any of them, but we're just going to catch up with Marcel and see what he's doing.
When you're ready to rise up, you'll rise up.
Yeah, I'll get you a link to the video we just watched. One sec. Was this one? Here you go.
All the power you need is in your hands. Now look around you. Our financial systems have been hijacked by a generation of
ominous.
thieves. While you're working harder and harder for less and less, the game is being rigged. Using hot buttons.
Jesus.
Some very important things to go over tonight, okay? So this is not a media...
No, Marcel's not. I know he does an interview with this guy. It might be the wrong video, though.
Broadcast, okay? Because we're at 17.
Sorry, maybe I'm thinking of a different video. This is... His organization has monthly meetings, and this is the one from about 4 days ago. So let's check it out.
Okay, everybody. Hi, it's Marcel here. It is September, I guess, September 30th. They're doing our month-end member meeting for mentorees, and things are going really, really well. I hope you guys are doing good this evening. Hi.
He went to jail, but his charges ended up being dropped. Because I don't know if in jail they got him back on his meds and he stabilized. I'm not going to speculate. Whatever happened, he is not in jail anymore. He's a free man.
How are you doing, Amanda?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. It's nice to have a face-to-face convo.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You bet.
Yeah, here I am.
And Eric, you were saying there's no audio there. I hope you can hear me now. We're updating. I have a lot of video content that gets deleted if I put it on YouTube because it challenges the
I wonder why.
Narrative in that. So we're gonna.
Is it because it challenges the narrative, or is it because you actively were doxing people and threatening people and using racial slurs? Just a thought.
Put a lot of videos on the website. We're putting a marketplace on there, so if you guys have services that you're doing or programs you're running that you want to promote, you can have it on there, and we can help make sales for you guys if you want as well. We're starting to get the teams up for the door-to-door for people collecting emails and that. Kirk is actually in the process of getting that up and running in BC. So we're basically doing a regional manager for each province or each state. And then they coordinate the local team leaders in each city.
It's so wild to me that he always has these grand plans, but I think the most people he's ever actually had on his team is like maybe 10? Maybe? Like, it's not this he really thinks this is going to take off, and he's going to, like, take over the world with this ideology. Like, he might not be wearing the cape right now and giving a supervillain speech like he has in the past, but make no mistake, this is still just as divorced from reality. It's just less flashy, you know? Ineffable Effort, thanks for 30 months, says, I hope they're keeping a close eye on him now. Marcel is legit scary when he goes off. Oh, agreed. He is. He's a scary guy.
That go around and collect the emails. That's what this clipboard over here is. It's the script in that. And then we just have like email collection sheets that collect emails, and then we send them out information, and we're paying out commissions on that. So any emails that get provided that result in a sale, we're paying out $15 per sale for that. And then
that seems like a really shitty payout, if I'm being honest. I don't think that's a good commission.
And the regional managers get an override off of that stuff.
You're trying to sell people a plan. It used to be, I guess I haven't looked, he used to sell this plan for $10,000. Are you still selling it for $10,000 and you're giving people a $15 commission? Or what?
As well. So that's kind of some of the...
Let's actually take a look at the website real quick. It looks like a generic template that he didn't bother to change very much of. Let's see. Services, plans and pricing. Consulting, asset and wealth management? I kind of feel like this was just, again, this feels like this was part of the like website template and he just didn't remove it. Asset and wealth management. Like, you don't have the qualifications to do that, probably, Marcel, at least not the license. Stromboli says, didn't Marcel try to reach out to you for a debate or something? He's messaged before, or he's commented on videos before. He's pretty unstable. If I ever talked to him, which I don't really think would be a good idea, it would have to be pre-recorded or something, or even on YouTube, because he's too, and like, I don't know what he's gonna do. Plans and pricing. Let's take a look. Oh my goodness. Okay, so $90 a month for the lowest tier plan, and you're giving people a $15 commission? Really? $90 a month. Woof. Oh my god, it's an MLM. Yep, it's an MLM. Holy fucking shitballs. Yep, you get, depending on, the higher you pay per month, the higher cut of commissions you get. Oh no. Sovereign bank account. Oh no. Yikerinos. Oh my, you can, he has a $50,000 option. Oh boy. Oh boy. If anyone needs to hear this, don't give Marcel $50,000. Don't give him any amount of money. How's Peter doing? I haven't really talked to him since our discussion. Probably not well, though. We covered a newer video of his recently. He seems to be, I don't know. He's main character syndroming again.
Updates. I'm talking to some of the truckers from the Freedom Convoy and that, some guys that have broadcast shows. We're talking about possibly developing like sovereign insurance.
I don't believe anyone has given him that much money. No. Discordant Vol says, he's not trying to be his own bank. What is this, the 1880s flim-flam nonsense? He also just said he wants to open an insurance company? Which is heavily regulated? So I don't think that's probably a good call. I will say this, though. In terms of selecting people to grift, I think his choice of Freedom Convoy people was probably smart, if it was intentional. They're obviously a group of very gullible, leadable individuals. As long as you append, like, buzzwords like freedom and government overreach and stuff like that. So I don't know if he did that intentionally or what, but he might actually get clients in that circle, unfortunately.
People together so you can do so.
I want to see him and Ramana, Queen Ramana, the lady who's the QAnon lady who thinks she's the Queen of Canada. I want to see her and him debate. I think that'd be fun.
Sovereign plates and have some protection still, and I have no idea how that's going to work just yet. I'm pretty knowledgeable on insurance, but I've never underwritten insurance before, so we're going to have to just figure out how that goes. I'm also teaming up with a bunch of different groups for different sovereign shopping networks that have their own currencies.
The fuck does that even mean? What? Sovereign shopping networks where they have their own currencies? Why would they need their own currencies? Like, they're gonna get, like, Dave & Buster's cards, and it's gonna have points on it, or something? What the fuck? What? Presumably I'll be buying their currency with my government fiat currency, right? That's interesting. If their currency is so valuable, why would they sell it to me and take my dirty, dirty, useless fiat money?
Certain building materials that help block 5G, different health
5G is perfectly fine.
Products that help flush vaccine injury and
like a company store. Yes.
Stuff like that. So those will all basically be on the marketplace on the website as well. So it's kind of developing to the next level and that. And do you guys have any questions or things going on with your societies or your society journeys or anything that you want to discuss? I am recording this, so if it's nothing that you want discussed recorded, by all means, you don't have to. Or if you even just want to comment on your own society journeys and how it's going. Excuse me, I was drinking a little bit of pop, so.
See, this is why I say soda. Discordant Vole says, enough of them and you can get a pair of glowing plastic vampire fangs. I want vampire fangs.
Let's see here. No one's.
I used to love those vampire fangs as a kid. And one time I was at a McDonald's in Orlando, Florida. And in Orlando, Florida, the McDonald's, at least it used to be, had like an arcade, like a Chuck E. Cheese, you know? And they had prizes and stuff. So anyway, at that Orlando McDonald's, the one with the world's largest play place. I guess I don't know if that's still the case, but that's how it advertised itself at the time. Anyway, I got some vampire teeth, and I was so excited. And then we were going to go to Universal Studios or something, but I accidentally left those vampire teeth on a payphone in Orlando. So if you're in Orlando and you see a payphone and you see a pair of vampire fangs for children that looks about 23 years old, those are mine. Please return them.
Offering, so I'll start doing, I'll call on people. Kirk, are you there? I know he's there, but is he at the computer? Okay.
The eerie staring into my soul is making me uncomfortable.
Well, Amanda, you're the one that I can see right now, so I'll
Hey, Hunter of Goblins, how's it going?
clue into you here. So, you mentioned you were...
Oh, shoot, there was a tip. Alex with $10 says, take some dirty fiat money. P.S. My Twitch username is Datura. Datura. Sorry for the misunderstanding. Oh, Datura dude. Sorry for the misunderstanding. You're good. You're good.
Talking with Ty, and you guys were... I talked with him a little bit earlier. So you guys were going over his paperwork a little bit and stuff?
Yeah, we got the signatures on it this afternoon, and
oh, nice.
It's done. It's ready to go. But I did have one question.
Yes.
For the signatures, where Hervé and I are in our own sovereign group right now, like with you, under our own society, can we also be witnesses for my brother as well?
Yes.
You can. Okay.
100%. You can open up 100 societies. You can open up 1,000 societies. There's no limit to it. It's just whatever your main society is, you'll reserve your rights under your society name law.
He's so good at bullshitting. Like, Marcel's a scary guy and he's full of shit and he's grifting and making stuff up. But the words just roll out of his mouth, you know? Like, it's effortless. Like, he's clearly good at just making stuff up. It doesn't look like he's making stuff up at all. Like, it looks like it's something he's actually drawing experience from. But it's just bullshit. It's so interesting to me. He's a good con man. Unfortunately, a con man is a bad thing to be. But in terms of, like, skill at being a con man, I'm not going to say he's super successful, because obviously he's bad at setting price targets because he's trying to charge people thousands of dollars instead of getting a bunch of smaller marks. Which you shouldn't do anyway. Grifting is bad no matter who's doing it. I'm just, you know, outside of the morality of it. He's doing a bad job, which is good because he's actually pretty smooth at talking when he's not yelling at people. So I'm glad he's incompetent in other ways. H-Beard says, do we think she's legit or an actress from Fiverr? I actually don't know. I would have to look into her channel if she has one. I don't know.
Okay, perfect.
So just like you normally do your signature, like me, I help people open societies too, but I just sign all rights reserved Peacemaker Society law.
Doesn't mean anything, but okay.
Okay, so that was my question, because on Ty's paperwork, you had like his standing with Resilience Society, but then right on the line underneath, it was like CO Peacemaker Society law.
Oh, that is care of. That's just allowing him to use our mailing address.
Oh, okay, okay.
So
'Cause that was another
yeah,
question.
so that's us operating as a third party witness to whether the government or fraud posing as government
Right,
responds
the
to him.
fraud department.
Yeah, so that's not
Okay.
actually us under him. It's just us. He can use our mailing address. And because our
Okay.
mailing address doesn't know him, you would have put the care of so they know what mailbox to put the mail in.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
But good
Perfect.
question. Absolutely a good
Yeah,
question.
because it was on that, and I thought, well, do we take it out or do we just leave it there? So I took it out because I didn't know what else to do. I just thought maybe it was
For sure.
easier.
Well, and that's where if you have your own mailing address that you want to use, you can just put that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Perfect.
so
We just
for a
used our
lot of
moms.
for a lot of people that we help, they don't have their mailbox yet. They don't have the society address yet. So we
Right.
allow them to use ours. So we just leave it in there in the template.
I don't know if nobody's this interested in his stuff.
But yeah, if you decided to put your own...
If she's an actress, she actually did her research in terms of this bullshit, because she seems legitimately interested and is having questions, which I guess potentially if you think this is fake, he could have fed to her, but I don't know.
Own address as the responding address to mail, that's fine too.
Bear in mind, there are people who follow PP. You guys know PP, right? From the PP show? So the idea that someone would fall for Marcel, do you really think it's that out there?
Perfect. Okay. So today brings us to day 10 that our first letter was delivered to.
Perfect.
I have nothing nice to say. So
I don't even like saying his name. I know. I hear you.
Yeah. So today marks day 10. So now we should be ready to send out letter 2 on Monday, correct?
Yeah. Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
Perfect.
And that's where sometimes people worry, oh, it was 15 days since I sent it. Is it okay? It just has to be 10 or more days. So if you don't send it right on Monday, if it were Tuesday or Wednesday, it still counts.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm not giving him any more opportunity than he deserves. So
I don't blame
Monday it's going in the mail. So
you bet. That's wonderful.
Yeah, but
that's wonderful.
It's exciting. And if nobody else wants to say anything, I'm just going to quickly add.
Marcel is scary. He has such an artificial sales personality when he's doing this, you know what I mean? Like, you can feel how he's trying to sell to you, and it's so gross.
Hervé's aunt and uncle are going to be joining tomorrow as well.
Wonderful.
So they've been asking a lot of questions, and I have 3 more people that are interested. So Wonderful. I feel like the more that even if I kind of call it like planting seeds, even if people don't sound like or they don't look like they're paying attention, they are. Because I had a conversation with this particular individual about 3 weeks ago. Like, oh yeah, that's nonsense. And there's no grounds to that,
Definitely actually Canadian.
I was like, okay, like whatever. And then tonight I spoke with my mom. She was like, oh, so-and-so came back and he was asking a lot of questions. He wants to know if you can call him. So planting seeds helps, right? Even if they don't want to listen right away, they're still walking away and thinking about something that you said.
I'm going to look her up and see if I can find
her. Absolutely. And with Ty coming on board, I owe you $15 for the referral thing. I don't remember if I sent it to you yet or not.
Oh no, I wasn't aware.
Yeah, so every referral that you send us, you get a $15 gift back from us.
Okay, now I'm feeling actress. She would know that. She would know that. That makes no sense for that person, if she was a real person, to not know that there's a $15 thing.
So if you want to subtract that from your next mentorship due, or I can just physically send it to you, which would you prefer? I can just e-transfer it.
I'll just take it off.
1 second, I'm looking at her name.
It's just easier as long as you, and I'll just put in reference to the $15 fee or whatever. Because,
for sure. Right now I'm doing all of our accounting, so I'm trying to stay on top of everything. In the future I'll get a proper accountant so that I don't have to worry about it. But anyone you refer, just make sure you keep track of who you refer as well, and just make a mental note. We owe you $15 every time someone signs up. So
I feel like a mental note is probably not what you want to do. You probably want an actual filing system to verify that. Let's take a look. Maps and Mimic says, here's that video from earlier. Oh, yeah. The shut the fuck up stuff.
It's lovely talking to you as always.
Oh, hello.
We were just talking about you kids.
I'm Denise Heberly.
And I'm Bill Goodman.
Together, we've been fighting fascism for over 50 years.
And so much has changed over those 50 years, such as the ingredients to a successful firebomb.
And the glass that bank windows are made of.
But there's one thing that hasn't changed over 50 years, something that is so important to tell you kids who are new to this movement.
Shut the fuck up. You're sitting in the police transport van after a protest?
Shut the fuck up. In a holding cell with your comrades?
Shut the fuck up. Cop knocks on your door?
Shut the fuck up.
Texting on an unsecured device?
Shut the fuck up. Pulled over by the cops after a protest?
Shut the fuck up. Cop just asking about your day?
Shut the fuck up. Feds, call your mom?
Tell your mother to shut the fuck up.
Now, repeat after me. When the cops come calling, what do you do?
Shut the fuck up!
Yeah, I'm not having any luck finding her based on the name.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
No, this person's California, so that's not her. Yeah, I'm not having any luck finding her. I looked on Fiverr too, but I wouldn't even know. I'm assuming if she's on Fiverr, this is a fake name, so I wouldn't even know how to look her up. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
You betcha. But what you were saying is exactly right, and that's part of it too. Once you get the bank accounts, people are like, "Wow, okay, then it must be something to this, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not just crazy people talking anymore."
Oh, sorry, I missed some bits too. Discordant Vol says he also has that barely contained rage vibe. I think he despises other people. Yeah. Marcus Drake says, as my mother used to say about Bill Clinton, he's so slimy I'd hesitate to even shake his hand. And Joey is strong. Thanks for 28 months. Think that catches us up? It does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I should mention it on here, but I will. The other group that we are a part of actually sent us our sovereign IDs.
Nice. Perfect.
Last week.
Okay. I'm feeling the actress vibe more as this goes on, because the way she delivered that almost made it sound like she was like... I don't know how to put this. Like, did I get that right? Is that the line? Is that the thing?
Right on.
So it's exciting when you can...
I am not discounting that this could be a real person. I've covered wackier people. I'm just saying, could be a plant. Who knows?
Start to see things from both sides.
That would be a literal shill. That would be a literal shill. If she was. Just funny, because I've heard shill used so wrongly by the Bed Bath & Beyond people. Seeing someone who might actually be a shill is kind of funny. It's like, oh, that's the thing. It's the meme where Leonardo DiCaprio's like, ooh, the thing.
It's connecting.
For sure.
It's really amazing. But there's so much, like, there's so many questions we have, especially in regards to my brother.
Okay.
Because it's absolutely incredible how much the government can push.
Oh yeah.
It's mind-blowing, actually. Yeah. These people are absolute criminals, and they're bullies like I've never experienced it in my life.
Wow.
So
you have an easy life.
This, like I said,
people saying like, hey, you should probably get vaccinated. That's the worst bullying you've ever suffered in your life? Jesus Christ.
Him yesterday, he was
like, I don't want anyone to go through hardship, but maybe a little bit, so you don't do this.
Having a rough day, and I was like, this is why we're doing this with Marcel.
Yeah.
This is exactly why. To get away from that.
Yeah.
Because it's terrible what they do to people. It is.
It is. And that's how come, like, the paperwork is great, but that is where the movement needs to grow bigger so that we can really push back in lawful, peaceful ways, both with paperwork and private law judgments and follow.
There's no such thing as a private law judgment. Like, you can't just make up a court without any authority to do so. You're not the governing body. That's not how this works.
Going through on liens and things like that, but it does take a ton of...
Filing false liens is a felony, by the way.
Resources.
It does.
So that's where I'm excited that the world is kind of more ready for this now, because it'll be able to hit the point of critical mass, where, you know, once 5 out of 10 people have a society and they know how to exercise
5 out of
properly,
10.
you know, that's when the
Guys, we just have to sell this absurdity at minimum for $90 a month to 50% of the entire population. How hard can that be?
people really do have the power again, you know. 'Cause
Exactly.
right now we
How long ago was this? This is recent. I think he just shaved his head. He said this was at the end of September. And he posted this recently. So 3 days ago he posted this. Oh! Well, the live stream could have been in September. I don't think it's old, though, is my point. This has not been... I have not seen this anywhere else, and he posted this recently, and he said it was September that he did this live stream. So. But Hannah, he's a judge and you're fucked! At least I'm in the right outfit for it. God damn it.
we can be right and we can be smart.
Hannah regrets what she just said on the bingo card.
But they're still the bigger bully for a little bit, so.
That's it, right? And for me, it's like, how much do you tell these people when you're dealing with them? Like, no, I'm sorry, just 1 second. We're making cookies. Just turn the oven down to 350. Perfect, then you're good. Just turn the oven light on and just watch them for a minute. Sorry.
That's okay. We can give cooking lessons on here too. It's
Yeah.
okay. Most I can lawfully. And that's when he quietly came into my cell, sat down with me.
I was joking. We're not actually doing bingo.
Said, if you do any of that, I'll find you and I'll just shoot you and leave you in a ditch. And
I'm sorry, what? I skipped ahead, and I feel like I missed some critical information.
yeah.
Fiduciary duty?
Yeah, so within that, it really just comes down to your own safety. Like, if you start spouting off to a cop and he's like, I'm going to beat the crap out of you or shoot you.
Okay.
Like, there's one time I was in custody and I was lecturing the police officer. I'd been assaulted this time, though. They had punched me out a few times and even tried choking me in the cell and that. And
they punched you out a few times? If you got knocked out once, you should go to the hospital.
I told the cop I was mad.
I know you're saying it's the cops, but if you took multiple head injuries back to back that, like, knocked you out cold, you would need an MRI. Like, you would be fucked. Although maybe that's just what happened to Marcel. Maybe that's why he's like this. Who knows? Discordant Vol says, that woke me up.
I had had enough, so I was just looking him right in the eyes. I'm like, I'm going to take everything you have. I'm coming for your assets. I'm coming for your bond.
How'd that work out?
I'm coming for your badge. I'm going to private investigate you. I'm going to destroy your life in any way I can lawfully. And that's when he quietly came into my cell, sat down with me, and said, if you do any of that, I'll find you and I'll just shoot you and leave you in a ditch. And no one will know that I did it. And I told him, I said, fine, how about you just quit punching me? And
I'm not saying no cop is capable of being a psychopath like that. Certainly, plenty of cops are fucked up. Kind of doubting this happened, though, because it's Marcel saying it. And even within the story, he's taken multiple severe head injuries. So,
at that point,
Honest Noir says, I don't know about you, but in my observation, lecturing the cops never works out well. You don't say.
He's desisted and stopped assaulting me, at least. So you just have to use your own judgment. If you don't want to go to jail, don't push it too hard. The other thing I'll say is, as long as you have video evidence of what they're doing to you and you notice them that you have your rights intact and you have society law and they need to stop and they don't, you have full remedy to go after them after the fact without telling them what you're doing.
Okay, perfect.
So in a lot of situations, that's probably the smarter thing to do. The other thing I'll say is, like, anytime that I'm advocating against, like, parking authority or CFS agents, anyone who's not armed, I'll say whatever I want. What are they going to do? They don't have guns. Like, you know, they can pretty much kiss my butt.
Oh, boy.
But as soon as you're dealing with cops or, like...
If this is an actress at that point, I'm wondering if she's like, oh, God, what have I signed up for? Oh, no. Oh, boy.
Sheriffs at court or judges.
Marcel, remember when you recently were arrested and went to jail for months? Because you threatened what was it? Was it like a provincial governor or something? He threatened a government official on the internet, on Rumble. Do you think it's a good idea to continue doing this? This is literally why you got arrested last time.
Then you have to be a little bit more careful about, you know, should definitely be, like, obviously you're not a lawyer, but stay within
the terms of
arguments
law.
and be calm, right? If
Okay.
you escalate,
Maps and Mimic says Marcel should have listened to that video and shut the fuck up.
it gives them an opportunity to escalate. There was one time, just for another story, I was in court and I had brought camera pens. I had spy pens basically, and I'd put them through the metal detector so that they didn't realize that I had them. And I was in court, and I'm sitting there recording the judge and
You're admitting to crime again.
doing all that because I have the right. I'm under sovereign law, whatever.
That's not how that works. You are under the law of wherever you are. Just de facto.
And the sheriffs came in and they're like, is that a camera pen? And I was like,
how conspicuously was he holding up this camera pen that they noticed? Isn't the point of a camera pen that you can like stick it in your pocket? Like if you had like a pocket, like a breast pocket, you'd like put it like a little pocket protector and then it would film. I'm sorry, I just love the idea of him using a secret spy camera that he bought, but then still being as conspicuous as possible with it. I'm sorry, can you say that into my pen, please?
Like, no, blah, blah, blah. And they actually pinned me up against the wall and they're trying to pry this pen out of my hand. I'm like, get off me, blah, blah, blah. And my lawyer was right there and he represents me with all rights reserved. So I told him, I'm like, get these a-holes off me. I'm like, this is BS. And he just looked at me with a sympathetic face. He's like, but he knows me for like my whole life. And he's like, should probably just give him the pen. And then he lectured them. He's like, he has the right to do that, guys. And you're going to have to let him go as soon as.
Like, he'd be an awful lawyer if he said that, because that's not true.
You detain him, you have to let him go. He didn't actually do anything wrong and whatever. But they still detained me for about an hour. I had a nice leather jacket. They used my pens to stab holes in all my pockets in the jacket and stuff. And
please speak loudly and clearly into my shoe for no reason whatsoever.
You know, but they didn't actually beat me up or anything.
I've seen Get Smart. I know how this works.
But they are criminals. We're ultimately, they control the game board in a lot of respects. So just, you know, anyone with a gun, be as calm as you can. You know, and if they don't have a gun,
what the fuck does that mean?
Then it's to whatever extent you feel like notifying them, basically.
Okay, so recently in the United States, which I know isn't Canada, but you know, we got a lot of similarities. Recently, a MAGA type guy was shot for this kind of shit. Like literally he threatened like government officials, he threatened Joe Biden, was visited, and then was visited again, and then he tried to shoot the government officials. I forget if it was like the FBI or the Secret Service or whatever it was, but then they, you know, returned fire and he died. Like, Marcel, you're not a badass. Like, do you understand that whatever authority you think is like, doesn't have guns, they're still government employees. The government's going to send the people with the guns to you if you murder people or threaten them. How can you not understand this? You think you can bully the government by saying, I have a gun? That's so unfounded and out there. I can't imagine how you could believe that. And the bar for Marcel is already so low. I expect nothing of him, and I'm still shocked.
You know, so it's not an easy thing, though, especially if you know you're being victimized and you know they're wrong. You know,
there's that word "no" again.
Suck that up and stay calm is not always easy. So
it's hard, yeah.
Yeah. And as you guys know, there's a few videos of me online where I went full tilt, lost my marbles those days. So I was.
I'm sure those days are behind him. I'm sure in the next month or two, we're not gonna see a video of him freaking out. Clip for later.
After the video was off, but I was also doing those videos to show people how you should feel about these things. We're also conditioned to just okay and go along with stuff.
Okay, I'm sorry, just 1 second. I'm gonna mute myself.
No problem, you betcha. Alrighty, so who's still in here? Eric, how are you doing, Eric? Did you want to chime in at all, or?
That's interesting. That's almost exactly at the halfway point. If it was a script, I wonder if he put something in the script that says, like, after about 20 minutes, mute yourself and pretend you have to go do something. It'll give me an opportunity to talk to the chat and upsell them on my program. Hypothetical.
You're good. You don't have to if you don't want to. Okay. No problem. I hope you're doing good, Eric. And yeah, so
If she's an actress, do I think this is the weirdest job she's ever had on Fiverr? No.
we have about 40 minutes total for this. So we still have about 10-15 minutes left here. Let's see, what other updates are there? Oh, Eric, I'll update you. I was talking with Rudy. He did get a hold of me. One number was wrong in the phone number. That's why I wasn't getting through. But he gave me a call. I'm giving him a call back after this. And that's going really, really good. So yeah, Eric, the conversation with Rudy there went good, and he has the broadcast show, and he's working with the truckers and that. And Eric's doing a lot of good work in referring people to find out more information and that kind of stuff as well. Trying to think of what else. I probably have about a week of work to do before the new website's ready to go. There's just so much to upload. We're really beefing it up, and then we're also really going to beef up the online university, just so there's way more reference and it's just rounded out a lot more. Amanda, you mentioned that you run something. Did you want to promote that at all for what you do locally, or is that something separate you just want to keep separate? I think you're...
Okay, now I think actress, and maybe at some point she did mention she does something locally, and now she's like, oh fuck, because she doesn't want to affiliate something she really does in real life to this character she's playing for Marcel. Like, listen to that reaction again, and imagine in your head, she's an actress who maybe at some point mentioned something about that, and doesn't expect it to come up because she doesn't want it affiliated with this crazy nonsense. And he says this.
That you run something. Did you want to promote that at all for what you do locally, or is that something separate you just want to keep separate? I think you're...
I've actually been so busy with it that I haven't even had time to put any thought. Like, I did a few markets last weekend, like some farmers markets and stuff, and everybody was like, oh, do you have a website? That was probably the question I was asked the most.
Okay.
And it is something that I want to work on, because I know underneath our society I can kind of slide that in.
Yeah.
But Marcel, I haven't even...
Okay, you're full with that. We'll save that for another time.
Look, it's still in its molds today, so I haven't even had time to do anything with it. So
okay,
eventually, yes.
Okay, not
but
yet
at this
though.
point in time, yeah. It's...
Okay, wonderful. Well, congratulations on your success anyway. Success is beautiful.
She didn't mention once what the thing actually is.
Beautiful, but it ultimately means you just have to work really hard a lot.
That was a good dodge. She was vague, answered the question, but not really, didn't actually affiliate it with whatever this is.
Yeah, yesterday I think was like a 14-hour day, so...
No kidding, no doubt.
It's good, it's good.
Right on, wonderful.
Yeah, but yeah, so eventually I will get to it, because I do know a website would be a good way to go.
Basically, the website's like an automated sales tool for you. So it really, at the end of the day, you put some work into the website, but it should really save you so much work at that point.
Yeah.
All the major questions are answered. You have a way to automatically process.
No, I don't think it's produce. She showed that she was like setting something. Like, I think it was some sort of resin or crafting thing.
Payments
or
and
maybe
money in that.
Soap making. It was something crafty, it seemed like.
And yeah, websites are definitely a good thing to have as time goes.
Definitely.
And whenever you want to tackle that, let me know. I can give you some coaching on that as well. And
Awesome, perfect. Yeah, because I noticed our website was through Wix, I think.
Yeah.
And my brother's was through GoDaddy, I think.
Yeah, the reason we switched is I was having technical difficulties. For some reason, they were no longer able to process my credit card through Wix.
I wonder why. I wonder if they got complaints.
Like for my stuff, it was no problem. But when I would try and register new domain names, for some reason, it was hitting a glitch. So I talked.
I don't think it was a glitch. I think they just flagged your card and said, nope, this guy's selling a scam. We are not hosting that.
Okay.
And they don't know why the heck it was happening.
Yeah, Fiverr doesn't necessitate $5. I think it maybe used to when it first started, or that was the idea, but you can charge people whatevs.
Talk to the programming people, they don't know why the heck it was happening. So it was just literally a necessity that I needed to get people domains, and for some reason Wix just wasn't able to
Wasn't.
process it. So
Yeah,
that's why I
okay.
hopped over to GoDaddy, because they're basically the exact same service.
It's the same
And I
deal,
do
yeah.
have several people that use GoDaddy who are very happy with it. So
Okay.
that's the only reason that I switched it over, though, was just there was a technical issue in the processing there. So
Perfect.
yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I see Kirk, you're back, Kirk. Did you want to chime in and say hello at all?
Yeah, hi, everybody. Yeah, good to be here. I'm sorry, I was having some technical difficulties here.
Yeah, no
Hydrate.
worries.
I was muted at first, and then I pushed too many buttons.
Random old guy in car? This guy might be legit.
But anyway,
this is like a hallmark of a conspiracy video, is the old guy filming in car.
So yeah, I would like to when the website comes out, I would like to put my book on there if I can.
Yes, of course.
Can I put my book on your website?
Because that'd be a great.
That's weird.
Way to market as opposed to the Amazon way.
Yeah. And what is your book again, Kirk? I'll give you a little plug spot here. What's your book?
Yeah, it's The Art of Conspiracy Hidden in Plain Sight.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's
nice.
legit.
And where can people go to get that?
They can go to Amazon, what do you call them, books,
Okay.
ebooks, right?
And I'll make sure that we have that on our website for you too, so we can get you sales for that as well, because we're setting up our marketplace on Private Law Trust. If you want us to sell that on there for you, we could do that.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. And then I could tell people too to go there.
For sure.
As opposed to Amazon, maybe, I don't know. But,
absolutely. And just to introduce it basically, so you are doing the regional manager position for the door-to-door freedom and rights email collection basically. I did send that lady the offer for the email list for the 8,000 emails there or whatever, so I sent that through to her today. So she has that now, so that should, I'm assuming, start moving forward in that.
Book's real. Cool. Take a look. The Art of Conspiracy Hidden in Plain Sight. That's a shame. $5.99. I'm gonna have to say that's probably overpriced. I do wonder what the writing is like. A journey from corrupt courts and government infiltrated by secret societies of occult Luciferian religions. The Art of Conspiracy connects the facts all the way to the present-day trauma and mass murder. Ruling families and monarchies, also known as the Khazarian Mafia, have been consolidating their illusion in power and control mechanisms for centuries, the culmination of which has brought us to the apex of their jurisdiction, which is now in the process of imploding on itself. The author explores the origins of megalomaniacs and their control mechanisms in banking, law, medicine, politics, Hollywood, and religion. Everything is hidden in plain sight, and for those who have taken the red pill, it's becoming more obvious every day. The water bearer brings information and memory, which reactivates an inherent DNA strand and arouses a sleeping giant to its potential. A 100-year eugenics plan to exterminate 90% of humanity is foiled when the enlightening of each individual cell awakens and begins a journey that will make the oppressors and their spells obsolete. Dare to step outside your comfort zone and join us on the next phase of our evolution, exploring previous uncharted waters and shrouded mysteries. What in the fuck? It's anti-Semitic nonsense. Of course it is. Of course it is. Oh my god, it's the thing where they're like, I'm familiar with this. I'm familiar with this. Sometimes, in conspiracy circles, there are people who become part of conspiracies that are very anti-Semitic. However, on some level, they recognize, oh, anti-Semitism is bad. So instead of deciding not to follow the conspiracy theory, they just changed their definition of who Jewish people are. So they're like, I'm not anti-Semitic because the people I hate aren't, quote, really Jewish. You see what they're doing? They're contorting reality so they can still have the hate they want without having to carry the baggage and understanding of the reality of the situation, which is that they're being anti-Semitic. Like, peddling basically Nazi propaganda. You know?
Yeah, Uma she's got to be the most cautious person I've ever met, I think, which I guess is probably a good thing because I'm probably more of a fly by the seat of my pants type of guy. You know,
I'm
get
kind
it
of both
done.
at the same time. No, they're all good skills to have. Absolutely. Wonderful. You betcha. You betcha.
Just a couple questions on the paper.
Okay. Enough of that Marcel video. He has other people.
I should go back to recording. Okay, so we're recording again. Yes, so Aura mentioned, you mentioned sovereignty.
I think
and about our sovereign rights. Do you know about becoming a sovereign citizen and what it means, or a sovereign person, or are we all sovereign already, or?
Oh, yes, I feel that we are. I believe that we are. I mean, according to, once you have contracts of any kind, you're born, you have a birth certificate. So I guess the government owns you from the second you.
That's not what a birth certificate is. It's an administrative document showing your date of birth, name, legal parents, and a variety of other things about you. It's just bureaucratic in nature. It doesn't exist nefariously. It exists because our system, as it turns out, the world's complicated and a lot of paperwork is involved.
Come into the world, whatever documents you sign on, you're partially owned, and
Jesus Christ. Marcel is in this video. He just doesn't show up till later. There he is. There's our boy.
He's so evil. How could our health organizations lie to us? Like, it's this disbelief. They refuse to believe it.
Right. I see we have another gentleman with his hand up here from the Peacemaker Society.
Oh my God, they don't even know him. He just calls in.
I think this is the first time you're joining our meeting. Please unmute yourself and introduce yourself. I like the name of your organization. I'm an old hippie, so peace man.
100%. So nice to be here with you guys. Aura,
Yes.
I love what you're talking about people's energy and standing under sovereignty and not giving into the fear.
He's absolutely going to use this as a marketing opportunity to try and sell people on his thing. Oh boy.
The thing that a lot of people, some are more aware than others, but as you mentioned, birth certificates, they're literally a slavery bond. They
No, they're not. They are literally not.
Incorporate you. So your rights and that sovereignty and while having that feeling is important, and that's the first step. The second
What's
step
your name,
is,
by the way?
Oh, it's Marcel of the family Bassett.
Oh, yes. You're the gentleman who
went to jail recently.
Has educated a lot of people on becoming sovereign.
Oh, that too.
Yeah. So
yeah, we'll have to have you as a speaker in the future, Marcel. That's
Thank
very
you.
interesting. I'm sure we'd all like to hear about that.
Thank you.
Okay, if you
Aura
just
was-
want to briefly mention it because, we don't want to overshadow
Of course.
Aura's talk tonight, but I would love to hear.
Marcel's like, shut the fuck up. This is my time. Let me shill my product. Gitara says, okay, even if we were owned by the government via a birth certificate, simply going, I'm sovereign, would not make the ownership null and void. They think that the world operates magically on contract, and that if they use the right contracts, they can do whatever they want. It's magical thinking.
Hear more about it. You definitely would have you as a speaker in the future. But go ahead, tell us a bit.
Definitely. And Aura, the things that I'm commenting on are very much in harmony with what Aura was speaking. So I'm just, and it is awake, launched. And then there's just paper to recognize your sovereignty, because all of your legal ID puts in implement these mandates because people aren't aware of how to exercise the process of their rights. And
Marcel, can you please put in the chat how people could reach you or your website and
They're trying to blow him off so goddamn hard. I love it. I love it. Even the other loonies don't like him.
get more information about what you're teaching them?
Definitely. And
Yes,
so I'm pretty much at the end of what I wanted to say.
And I am,
Aura.
and also,
thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, and also Marcel, if you could send me an email to freedomloverscanada@gmail.com, and of course, all of you, if you have anything that you'd like to share as far as information, new studies, possible speakers, and we have 43,000 people on our email list, so we can disseminate that information. Even though less than 50 or 100 people are on a chat, are on the Zoom call every time, the information is still going out to a lot of people. And also, Marcel, if you send me information about the Peacemaker Society, I'll send it out to everybody. But and thank you for introducing yourself. So I look forward to speaking with you. So please send me an email to freedomloverscanada@gmail.com.
Will do. And I'll go back to listening. Thank you.
Wow, they really did not want him hanging around, it feels like. Oh my god, he did like a Q&A with people.
Basically took over a town.
You want to read these, or do you want me to read them?
Okay. For a bit, I can't see any. Hi.
Hi. I'm not sure if you can see.
Wow, high turnout. Great, great, great.
Okay, so we did have some questions that were written down.
Let's see, how many people are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 that I can see in this room.
So I'll just read them out to you, and then we'll have probably more questions after. So the first one is, once we build a society, do you have any experience starting sheriffs?
That is an excellent question. Basically, to do sheriffs, you would do that within the legal framework. You could appoint private law sheriffs or security that outrank police.
No, you can't. No, you cannot.
It's actually in the Criminal Code of Canada, defense of property with claim of right. You and anyone employed by you is not criminally liable for using force to defend anything held under claim of right. And that's actually in the Criminal Code. There is a really good show on Netflix.
That does not say that they have more authority than the cops. What?
Netflix called Wild West. It was an Indian guru guy in the 80s who basically took over a town and took over sheriffs and police and all of that.
Yeah, that's bad. That was a cult. How closely did you watch that documentary? Because it was about how a cult took over a town and how horrifying that is. It wasn't a feel-good story, Marcel.
But under your society law, you can create anything a government can do, you can create as well. And then there's also a company called Detroit Threat Management. That is a good template to use as well. They are a corporate, they're a corporate entity.
Ineffable Effort says it's really telling that there are no recurring characters in the Marcel saga. Every time we see him talk to someone, it's for the first and likely last time. Oh yeah, I've noticed that. He alienates everyone around him. Because he clearly has very severe cycles, and I'm not making fun of this. Like, I get that we, are shocked at his freakouts. But it really does seem like he's got some sort of, mood disorder. Or something. I don't know. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychiatrist. But, he's got something going on where after some period of time, he'll be cool, or at least act cool, albeit delusional. But then those delusions, it's like his entire personality amps into just, anger and frustration and megalomania. He acts like Machiavellian and, gives villain speeches and capes. It's absurd. And I can't really be surprised that anyone who's around him during those periods doesn't stick around much longer. He sounds quite vindictive towards people when he's in those moods, and that's not good.
But they use standards in a way that they cannot be shut down by police.
Please carry this on until my 40s. I kind of have to. This is my job and has been for some years now. So that's the plan.
And as long as you're peaceful.
Thank you.
And you do a corrective process, you do have the right to set up local sheriffs that would be sovereign and operating under international customary common law.
That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. Yes, if you legally started your own community and actually went through all the, bureaucratic paperwork involved in actually setting up a community and having it become, an official town with, a charter and stuff, you could do that. New towns do come into existence, become incorporated or whatever within the state officially. I'm talking about United States, but I imagine similar systems exist in Canada. But that doesn't make your city or village or whatever it's classified as, that doesn't make it above the authority of the state or the country? That's not how this works.
And correct to international criminal codes as well as local codes, but still under private law, so they're not corrupted by legal anything, basically.
And Marcel is incapable of corruption, as are anyone else. He's really thinking ahead there.
But have I personally done that? No. But I do understand the process. And I also am in touch with sheriffs in Australia who are operating under sovereignty.
Are they sheriffs in the same way that you're a judge and everyone is fucked?
So with things like that, if it's an area I haven't done, I do know experts around the world because they all want their bank accounts. So they all get a hold of me at some point. And same thing, First Nations are doing things like that on their own authority as well. So I do have resources that I can refer people to, but I have not personally done that, no.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, the second question here is, can one's RSPs be protected with the Sovereign Society?
The difficult thing with that is it was set up under your legal person.
RSP, I don't even know what that is.
And it's on the back table if anyone wants to go write it down later. We'll also
this is a genuinely sad meeting.
Post it on Signal as well. And then the next question, Marcel, is how do you deal with withholding taxes?
Thanks, Ask 3W Logic.
And employees.
We're watching Sav Sits. Marcel's back. We're watching him do a Q&A. We're probably going to be done with him soon and move on to some other stuff, because I have so many videos that I picked out for today, and we're getting to so few.
For a business organized this way.
Several of the audience are local auto glass outlets.
So the number one reason you want to become a sovereign society if you operate a business is right now you are liable for fraud. You are...
I'm sorry, do you think that you are not liable for fraud?
Hiring people as corporate entities. And
oh, no, you're just talking about the whole... I get it. I get what you're doing. Don't get me wrong, it's still bullshit, but I get what he's doing. Baycop says, Hannah, 10 subs says he'll be making a video shit talking to people in this meeting in 60 days or less. You know... Probably. It tends to be the cycle he's done.
Tax off of them without explaining that they're being stripped of rights and it's a fraud. So that's the number one reason why you should set up as a sovereign society and turn your business into a program under your society. We have independent contractor agreements that were written.
Where'd I get the sweater? It's actually a dress. It's my Halloween costume for this year. I got it on Amazon. It is cute. It's so cute. I love it. I am wearing leggings, but it is a dress. So that's nice. It's good. Didn't show anything. Just not as used. You know, I've only had boobs for a short period of time. I'm not as used to it as, you know, people who've had them since they were teens. I'm doing my best.
By billion-dollar gas conglomerate companies, and then we merged that with sovereign rights. So we actually explain the right to work as a man or woman, what legal personhood is, the option between the two different things.
You're going as the sleepaway camp slasher? I could play that.
So my best advice is any business you're in, operate it as a society going forward, so that way it's up to your staff if they choose to pay tax or not. Or start using our independent contractor agreement in how you hire them, or infuse that with your employment agreement so that people understand they have a choice, and then you're honest contracting and giving full disclosure, which would negate any liability to you as a business. We had a local utility phone company hire us to set up sales teams for them. And the independent contractor agreement we have, even though it's a sovereign agreement, was approved by the CRTC and the various legal agencies that oversight that utility. So it's very technically correct, and it will absolve you of liability for those issues. But that's basically my best advice, is just become a society and start hiring people through private law and society.
No, he went to jail because he threatened a government official in Canada.
stuff. And then you can still have the corporate entity for insurance purposes. Obviously, you don't want to be liable if something happens, but you would operate the business at a loss, and all finances would go through your society.
Fraud. You're describing fraud? You're describing trying to hide your revenue and profits from the government. That's fraud? That's tax fraud.
So they're non-taxable and
Yikes.
outside of that system. Or again, keep it all corporate, but use our independent contractor agreement so you're explaining the options to people honestly, so you're not liable in the future when sovereign competition pops up and will compete with you and then eventually litigate you if you don't explain it for defrauding your staff. And I appreciate you didn't set it up. I'm not blaming anyone. We're going to give a grace period to all businesses once we become big enough and compete with them, even in our litigation, because there was no other choice before for really how to operate. So it's not that people are bad. It's just they weren't presented the proper options for those kinds of things. So Jesus Christ, Marcel. With the track, operational use.
Alright, I think that's it for Marcel for today. He's got a bunch of new videos. He's uploaded a bunch lately. So we'll be covering these as we go, and I'm sure he'll continue until he finally builds up the pressure and pops emotionally, which is not going to be fun, but, you know.
Hi, I'm not selling anything.
Okay, I do have to watch this one first. This is only 7 minutes long. This is his script training video. This is how he's telling people to go door to door to try and sell this shit.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Private Law Trust's Freedom and Rights Checkup and Outreach Team Training. So this is your script training. We just have up here our Freedom Ticket cards, and this is the script you guys are actually going to be using. So I'm just going to basically do a review on how to use the script, what your materials are, and basically how to use them. So it's pretty simple. We're going to go ahead and I'm just going to demonstrate the script here really quickly. So the first thing is to project energy. So you want to have great energy. When someone opens the door, you want to be, hi, I'm not selling anything.
That's a lie. But that's a lie, Marcel. You are selling something. You want people to sign up for your program. Why would you lie?
That's the first thing you want to say to them, because then it will allow them to be at ease. So, hi, I'm not selling anything. My name is Marcel, and I'm just giving away freedom information.
Giving away freedom information?
Legal ID turns people into a corporation and strips you of rights. The freedom information shows you how your unincorporated, unalienable rights work. And then you can just actually show it to them here. So you have a few sheets of paper with information. So just mention to them, Vatican Church owns birth certificates.
Oh yeah, mention that the Vatican owns your birth certificate. That'll get you in the door. Gnome Pickle says, I'm having call center training flashbacks. I feel the need to hide under something heavy.
Turns out that you're turned into a corporation through birth certificates, defense of property, claim of right, just a bunch of stuff regarding your freedom. And the benefits to this information is it can get you out of legal debt, gets you out of income tax, gets you title to your property.
No, it doesn't. You need to pay income tax if that is applicable within your country, state, region, province, whatever.
Back while still using the legal system. Also opens up a private trust account and creates generational wealth. Now, I do have this.
You can't just say that.
Information to give you. Absolutely free. I just need your email address so I can email the free information to you.
No, thank you. I don't want the email. I don't want to give you my email. You said you weren't going to sell me something, but you're going to send me a sales pitch through email. No.
Emailing just helps us save a few trees. So what's your first name? I just need your first name. Okay, perfect. And your email. Okay, perfect. And then make sure that you spell the email correctly.
Doesn't tax come from the employer anyway? It depends on what you are. Like, mine doesn't. Like, I'm a contractor. So I have to pay my own employment tax, self-employment tax, which is, you know, usually covered by, like the Social Security tax is normally covered, at least in part, by your employer. But when you're a contractor, no, you have a higher tax burden because you have self-employment taxes to make up for the taxes that your employer would normally pay.
And even have them write it and then just take a quick look to make sure that you understand what it says. If they want to give their phone number, great, and then just jot the address down as you're leaving the property. And then feel free, if they're not sure if they want the information, to actually hand them the clipboard.
Discordant Vol says, immediately I know that if he starts talking, I would be paralyzed until he's done. He's a verbal tar pit. That's a good way to describe him.
Let them review it. The information is very interesting. 8 out of 10 people will want this information.
Where are you getting that number? You pull that out of your butthole? Like, where do you get 8 out of 10? What are you talking about? You could go to a door with free Girl Scout cookies and 8 out of 10 people wouldn't all agree to take them. What are you talking about? 8 out of 10 people are going to be interested in some random solicitor coming to their door and telling them nonsense? Fuck off. Carney, thanks for 24 months. Happy 2nd anniversary. Almost on a hype train.
And there's no obligation to buy anything whatsoever from it. So within that, you collect their email, and then you go on to the next house. Again, you will have a badge. So this is mine. Yours looks like this.
I guarantee if he gets anyone to go out and do this, he will get next to no emails. And he's going to blame the salespeople instead of recognizing that this is really stupid and no one except for loonies will believe this. Gnome Pickles says, I would love to take a look at your clipboard. Thank you. Takes clipboard. Runs back inside and locks all the doors. Ooh, Hype Train. 37% to level 1. And a Hydrate.
You're going to start off with the trainee badge. Freedom and Rights Checkup and Outreach Team. And we're just going door to door just so people understand.
Skifazoa with 100 bits says, hey, it's my birthday today. Happy birthday! Everyone say happy birthday to Skifazoa, please.
And what their freedom and rights are.
I hope you're having a good one.
Especially with the state of the world. If it comes up, you can always mention lockdowns. You can mention the different protests going on.
Oh, good. Rile up conspiracy theorists. Good call. Ashley, one up. What do you want me to look up for the Black's Law Dictionary request?
How expensive things are getting. And the freedom information we're going to send them for absolutely free is just going to help them understand that. So again, flip through, actually show it to them, and feel free to let them actually check it out quickly if it'll help them give you any.
Is anything like snake oil salesman in there? Yeah, we've done, oh gosh, I forget. Well, we've done like con artist and stuff like that before. I feel like it was some other wording though. Discordant Vol, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. I'll try and look up snake oil though. I'm curious if that's in here.
Email. That's it.
Probably not, but I do want to check.
You're at the door, you just knock and ring the doorbell to make sure that they hear you. Not all doorbells work, and not everyone will hear the knock. So just knock, 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 ring. Hi there, I'm not selling anything. My name is Marcel.
I'm not selling anything. I just want to get your email so we can send you an email selling you something. Totally different.
And I'm with Private Law Trust, Freedom and Rights Checkup and Outreach Team. I'm just giving away freedom information today. We're giving you
freedom information. Grifter? How old is the term grifter? Let's take a look. Chromatic Cuttlefish says, oh, your email address is lincoln@whitehouse.gov? That's unusual. 56% to level 2.
Way to everyone. Legal ID turns people into corporations.
No, it doesn't.
Strips you of rights, and the freedom information just shows you how your rights work. Gets you out of legal debt, income tax, and gets title to your property back. And you still use the legal system, of course. Gets you a private law trust account and creates generational wealth. I have some more.
No. Grifter is not in here. How about... How about this? Gray market goods. Foreign manufactured goods bearing a valid United States trademark that are imported without the consent of the U.S. trademark holder.
Information here, as I've shown you to give you. I just need your first name and email so that we can send that to you. And then again, okay, great here. What's your just your first name? Okay, great. And then do you want to write your email, please? Or you want me to write it for you? Okay, perfect. Did you want to give your phone number? You do? Okay, great. And then the address.
What if they're hostile? I feel like you should give some advice if people are hostile. Because people will definitely probably get hostile, some people, if you go to their door and solicit. A lot of people don't like that.
Wonderful. We'll go ahead and send that out to you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for your time. And that's basically that. And then I'm just going to show you here, we're going to go to share screen, and I'm just going to show you the actual materials you'll be working with. So we have a welcome staff section on the website here. So you need a code for it. If you're a manager, you'll have the code. If you're just working, you may or may not be given the code if you need it, but your manager will print all these materials out for you. Make sure that they're on the clipboard. Something else that I do want to mention is the email tracking sheet. You'll be given one. It'll be in black and white, and if it gets full, which it will, you're going to write on the back, and then you can always have loose leaf to put extra emails. So that's just...
Well, then why you even giving me the paper? Okay. I'm moving on. We'll continue with Marcel eventually in the future, but geesh. You know what? Why not? Here's the lady that we watched at the beginning. This time she's getting arrested.
Post office, I'll get another.
Discordant Vol says, remember, Jehovah's Witnesses, they don't expect conversations to happen. They want their door knockers to be abused to solidify in-group cohesion. I've heard that. 60% to level 2 on the hype train with a minute left.
Hold on, yeah, call my mom.
Okay.
Okay, but don't. I have a shoulder thing. So please don't grab on my shoulder like that, because my shoulder is, it will dislocate. Call my mom, CJ. Let me lock my door.
Okay, hold on.
What is wrong with you? Just grabbing on me like that. So full of shit.
Okay. Look, can I lock these so they don't tighten up on you?
Give me my fucking phone. Oh, hell no. I have to call my mother.
Okay.
Let's come on.
You never got a plate for the car either, right?
No, and I'm not. It's not
Never got a
registered.
license?
It's not
Is this the same cop? He seems very familiar with the situation.
registered.
20 seconds left in the hype train.
Driving, you're traveling, same
I'm
thing as last time.
traveling. Yes, you know that.
Okay.
You know that.
No.
You can't have stuff in the back seat, okay?
This is mine.
Okay. I'm not
Thanks for the
going
hype train,
anywhere.
everyone.
You just can't have it on you. Simple as that. Okay.
So I can't have my debit card either?
Yes, no, I can get everything for you. You just can't have it in the back seat.
Why can't I have my keys?
Because you can't have anything in the
Okay,
back
but I don't want you touching my keys.
That's fine, but you can't have it.
Okay, but I need to call my mom so she can come pick me up.
Well, you're not getting picked up. You're in jail.
Okay, but I can still get out.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need her to come pick me up.
Okay.
They might let you make a call when you go to jail.
And we can make that arrangement when it gets there, okay?
Fuck off me.
Ma'am, you need to relax, okay?
No, you need to get the fuck off me.
Okay.
You know goddamn well I ain't in your jurisdiction. You just want to fuck with
Jurisdiction?
me. Prejudice.
What jurisdiction do we have?
I'm not in your jurisdiction.
Are you in the city of Berea?
You're not even supposed to be fucking touching me.
You're in the city of Berea. What's up? Okay.
1673.
6. And if you could start richest.
Go ahead.
First name's Dominique, David.
Is there any more discussion with her? It doesn't seem so. That's a shame.
What's the other slip? What? This one?
Oh, maybe there's a little bit. Can't really hear her though.
How much is it?
Listen, I don't care about your opinion. Your opinion's old. How about that? I just be who I want to be. I have a right to choose how I want to live. And can't nobody tell me how to live. Can't nobody tell me who to be. Can't nobody tell me.
The law can tell you how to live. That's what the law is.
Anything. I don't feel like
1640 radio.
1640.
Sheesh. Poor kids. She had multiple opportunities. Ugh. Sucks.
I wasn't present at the time of my birth, so how...
This one's iffy. This one I'm like 70% sure the main guy in it is mentally ill. Like, he's definitely also a sovereign citizen, but I hope this guy gets help. This sucks. Like, this sucks a lot. Like, this guy sounds like he has schizophrenia or something.
How do I have a name? You have to have a commandment to give an order.
Goddamn cops. This is Texas, I believe, so it's a Texas cop. So you can probably guess how that turns out.
Do I look like a man to you? Let go, you let go.
I'm a lawful citizen. You failed your duties as officer.
Just... He stole someone's dog, by the way. That's why he got stopped in the first place.
No.
On January 30th, 2021, officers received a call from a citizen reporting that a man had just stolen his dog and was walking on FM 487 toward the Davila Cemetery. Deputy Ryan Blankmeyer arrived and approached the man who the victim had identified.
What's going on? What's going on with you and Thomas?
What's that?
What's going on with you and Thomas?
Again, I think he might be mentally ill. I'm not trying to justify stealing the dog. You shouldn't steal people's anything, much less their fucking pets, which are just family members to people. But I'm kind of wondering if something in his head told him to do this. He doesn't say that, but, like, he's clearly not operating in reality, so it's hard to say what his motivations are.
Why are you taking his dog? Okay. He said he didn't give you the dog.
So those are his words?
Yeah.
The words that came out of his mouth were he said he didn't give my dog.
Okay. Do you have ID on you?
No. What authority do you have over a man who gives you the right to question?
The state of Texas gives me the authority.
Really?
Yes, sir.
State of Texas?
Yeah. Anytime a peace officer stops to identify you for an incident, you have to give me ID. Yes, sir.
It's just the voices that are low. When he gets closer, it clears up.
It's in the Texas Penal Code.
Could you recite the penal code?
Can you recite the penal code?
So I just have to take your word for it?
Yes, sir.
I'll skip to where he gets closer and you can hear it better. I know it's annoying to a lot of people.
It's yours. No. I don't know why you got that thing. No, I don't want that. Here. No, Thomas, it's yours. No.
So what is your name?
This is mine.
Why is that?
What is your name? You can either tell me what your name is or I'll
He
take you to
knows
jail.
my name. Tom.
I'm asking you what your name is.
I'm asking my dog what's my name.
Ask him. You tell him what your name is.
What's your name?
I don't know. I wasn't present.
Present
You
for
know
what?
where I live, right, officer?
Yes, sir, I do.
I know where you live too. I wasn't present.
That seems like a threat. They didn't say what the dog dispute is over. Again, I don't know if the guy seems like he's playing with a full deck here, so I don't know if it has any rational basis.
I wasn't present at the time of my birth, so how do I have a name?
You were present at the time of your birth. Definitionally. You can say you don't remember it, but, like, you know what your name is.
Go ahead and put stuff down.
Is that an order or a command?
It is an order. Go ahead and put stuff in your hands.
If there's an order, can you state the order? I will follow your
We can do this one or two ways.
Yeah, I'll follow your instructions.
Do
but
what
you
I
have to state.
do what I tell you to do.
I'll follow your
Do
instructions.
what I tell you to do.
Well,
or you're
that's
gonna go to jail.
that's not a command. That's an order.
Put the stuff down.
You have to have a commandment to give an order.
Put the stuff down.
You have to have a commandment to give an order. Am I a man?
Put the stuff down.
Am I a man?
All right.
Are you gonna accost me?
Yep.
Why?
God damn it. Shouldn't make me laugh. It did a little bit, though, unfortunately.
For what? Not
Stop.
identifying myself?
Stop.
What are you doing?
You're going to jail.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
I'm a man standing on my own 2 feet. You're accosting me and you're threatening my life.
Put stuff down in your hands.
You're threatening my life. Why would you threaten my life?
Put stuff down.
I'm not doing anything.
Put your hands behind your back.
Why?
Put your hands behind your back.
What have I done? State the law that I've done that I've broken.
You want to tell me who you are? So
well, I have no reason to give you an inquiry.
Yes, you do.
Why?
Put the stuff down.
State what your commandment is.
Put stuff down.
What's the commandment?
Put your stuff down.
Are you identifying myself as a man? Do I look like a man to you? Look at me. Do I look like a man? Do I look like a man?
Right now you're being attacked.
Can you answer my question? I will answer your question if you can answer mine.
Put the stuff down.
I can answer your question if you can answer mine.
Put this stuff down.
I will answer your question if you can answer mine.
What question do you have?
Is it a commandment that you can accost, tear, and rip a man's privates whenever you feel like it?
What?
Tear and rip?
That doesn't make any sense.
It's all about the ripping and the tearing, the ripping and the tearing. I'm so sorry.
Hey, what's going on? This is Terrence.
Wait, is that mono? Hold on. This is a sex club. It's like a resort where people go and fuck. It's like a swingers club or something. They all fuck each other, which is fine. That's great. I'm happy for him. This guy's so confident. Best life. I can't be mad about it. I can't be mad about it. He's at a swingers resort. Like, what? Am I gonna be mad about it? I'm the weird one if I'm freaked out about it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what he's there for. Everyone there has signed up for a sex resort. So, like, I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. Enjoy your sex resort. It's all about the ripping and the tearing. The ripping and the tearing. Okay.
Well, I'm not trying to make sense to you. What I'm giving you is a command.
No, you're not.
If you're not following...
I'm giving you a lawful order.
No, you're not.
Put stuff down.
You're giving an order. You're not giving a
And
command.
the place probably smells weird. They just hose the whole place down with chlorine at the end of the day.
I asked you to state a commandment. What's the commandment?
Put the stuff down.
You can't tell another man to put his hands behind his back because he's not identifying himself. What credence do you have? What credence, what oath do you have to threaten a man's life with physical harm and threatening him with a gun?
How am I threatening you with a gun?
You are armed, sir.
And
you have a means to kill me.
So put the stuff down, comply.
I have trash in my hand.
Put the trash down.
Look what it looks like.
Put it down.
The cop's phone ringer is bad boys. Chromatic Cuttlefish says, how do these people fail to realize when they've reached the point where they're not negotiating anymore? I don't know. This guy in particular, like I said, might have mental health issues, but generally, I don't know.
Not gonna go well for you.
It's not gonna go well for you.
Put it down.
No fucking way.
Let go.
No way.
Let go.
You let go.
Let go.
Let go. You let go.
I can appreciate the irony of that song playing while you're actively being arrested, though. Like, at some point, don't you just have to laugh at that, you know?
418, send me another unit.
The police don't give me no break.
You are under arrest. You are under arrest. I'm a lawful citizen of the state of Texas.
You stole a dog.
Roll over.
Jesus.
No, this man assaulted me. He's taking my freedom. He didn't identify himself. His name is Blacken. Brother, help me. Ah! Oh, God. Oh! Oh!
Get in the car.
And there he goes to jail in Texas, where he's definitely not going to get the help he needs. Sheesh.
Okay, I'm coming. Oh!
Put your left foot in. Appreciate your help, sir.
No problem. No problem at all.
The 41-year-old suspect was later identified as Brian Schoenfeld. He remains in jail on charges of assault of a peace officer and resisting arrest. His bond is set at $28,000.
The actual owner got the dog. The dog went back to the dog's person. Well, that sucks. Ew.
Officer Jaworski, badge number 109.
And for the record, can I get your name and badge number, please?
Officer Eldridge, badge number 112.
Thank you for that.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, what's your name?
I'm not entitled to give it, unless I'm being suspected of a crime. If you have RAS, reasonable articulable suspicion, I'm committing a crime, about to commit a crime, or have committed a crime.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I've caused loss, injury, or harm to another. That would be a crime. I'm not in the capacity of transportation. I'm not a driver. I'm not part of the
Oh, damn it. I didn't mean to do that. I was just trying to figure out where this was. Shoot.
I'm being suspected of a crime. If you have RAS, reasonable articulable suspicion, I'm committing a crime, about to commit a crime, or have committed a crime.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I've caused loss, injury, or harm to another. That would be a crime. I'm not in the capacity of transportation. I'm not a driver.
If you think my L's are rare, you're not paying attention.
I'm not part of the legal society that you all operate under. With all due respect, I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I'm just flexing my rights. I know my rights. I know I have the right to travel, and I stand on my rights at all times. I don't ever waive my rights. And this.
Wow, he's really bullet pointing. He's just going down the whole script.
As soon as I ID to you, that's giving you jurisdiction. I will not voluntarily.
Joke's on you, chat. Every time I take an L, my hormones work better.
Give jurisdiction now. Under force, threat, and duress.
Discordant Vol says he sounds like he should be voicing an audiobook about the Donner Party. That's specific enough. Yep, I think that's true.
We will deal with it in a...
He definitely has that kind of like... I could see him. It was the winter of 1830... I don't know when the Donner Party happened. It was the winter of 1837.
Higher court later on.
Okay. Okay, so...
And I will have lawsuits against each individual that violates my rights, each one, and then...
My bottom energy increases. It's at maximum. It could not get higher, I assure you.
Okay. All right, sir, can I see your driver's license, please?
Again, I am not going to...
Fellow trans woman on progesterone, you know what I'm fucking talking about.
Offer...
At least if you're also a sub or bottom or whatever.
Up any information that can and will be used against me in the court of law. I'm not going to give you something to hold against me in court.
Okay. Law provides that you do have to identify yourself.
Ironically, it's topped out.
That is if I'm in the act of commerce, sir.
No,
that's not the
case.
Sir, I've been studying this for 4 years, and I know for a fact that it is what.
Sir, I'm gonna say one time, okay?
Yeah, and why'd you just touch my door? So he just touched my door. He tried opening my door.
I did.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he was going to try to forcefully.
No, sir.
Yeah.
No, sir. I was just leaning on it like this.
No, you pulled on it, tried to open it, and you just admitted, yes, you did.
No,
Thank you for that.
I touched it.
You pulled on it.
No,
I seen
sir,
you.
I did that.
It's on camera.
Okay. All right.
The camera don't lie, and you already broke the law yourself.
No, sir, I didn't. So.
You tried opening my door, sir.
No, sir, I did not. No, I'm going to ask you to step out, please.
Absolutely not.
Okay. All right, you got an ask? All right. Sir, either get out or I will break your window.
Okay, if you now you're threatening to do harm to my property. I suggest you not do that, sir, because I know exactly where this is going, and it's not going good for you at all. But if you're going to break my property,
sir,
I will turn my head so you can do so.
No, sir.
And I'll allow you to do that.
Sir?
It's not up to you. That's not how this works. I'll allow you to smash my window.
And pull me out. I will gladly go with you, because that is under force, threat, and duress. That's all I need.
Okay.
And you're falling right into it. But I'm trying to give you some advice, and take it or leave it. This is not going to be good. This will go national. You are live right now.
Okay, fantastic. Sir, state law
fantastic.
Law does provide that you shall provide your ID. City code says that you
I don't
shall obey a lawful request from a police officer.
Yeah, sir. What trumps city code? Constitution. So whenever
The Constitution allows states to regulate things that aren't regulated by the government. In this case, issuing driver's licenses is a state issue.
Unconstitutional. It is
It is not unconstitutional. I'm not going to argue with you, sir. Please.
Yeah, it is unconstitutional.
Sir, he's not trying to write you a ticket or anything. He just
listen to me. Unless I've been suspected of a crime that you can articulate.
Yes,
now,
sir.
Now, codes are not law. Codes is not a crime. The Supreme Court has ruled on that over and over and over. I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm not trying to give you. I'm really not.
And I'm not going to argue with you.
No, I'm not either.
So
I'm just telling you.
Please provide your driver's license.
I will go ahead and exercise my Fifth Amendment and remain silent now. And I will stay.
I'm gonna guess you're not gonna shut up, so you're probably not going to remain silent.
I will exercise my Fourth Amendment and stay secure in my person.
Okay.
And in my property. So I won't answer any more questions.
Person, papers, and effects. And also, the Fourth Amendment protects you against unreasonable search and seizure. What is and is not reasonable is not subject to your own personal definitions. That has been outlined in case law and refined and changed for very specific definitions and what is and is not probable cause, etc. These things have been adjudicated. I assure you this is not the first time this has come up. Oh, Gnome Pickle says, now I see it here, sir. Amendment number 50 in the Constitution says Jeff doesn't have to obey the rules. Why don't you step out and I'll give you the special high five for special boys? Tom, get the taser ready.
In that particular case, that does not apply to the request for your driver's license on the traffic stop.
Sir, the request for my license on the traffic stop is if I'm in a commercial capacity. I have not. I've done it stated.
No, sir. So when you're operating a motor vehicle.
I'm not operating a motor vehicle.
Okay.
This is not a motor vehicle. This is a personal automobile. This is a legal and lawfully purchased automobile that I legally and lawfully paid for.
Sir,
it's my personal property. Well, do you agree that you said I am operating a motor vehicle? Motor vehicle is a commercial term.
It's not. Granite Cuttlefish says, totally irrelevant to the Sobsits, but I have just discovered there's not one but two upcoming movies about the Great Emu War, and my joy is inexpressible.
This is not a motor vehicle because it's not being used in active commerce.
Okay, sir.
It's not a motor vehicle, and I'm not driving.
Sir, all he's asking for is your driver's license.
Sir, as soon as I do that, I have given you the jurisdiction that I don't plan on doing. You're going to have to literally break my window and arrest me. And when you do that, then I will. Then, well, you're going to give me a chance to turn my head.
That wind up, he was ready. He's like, okay. wait.
Ed, are you going to do some...
No, I tell you what. Driver's license, I'm going to break your window.
You're going to break my window right now.
Yes.
He literally was ready. Yep.
Go to jail.
Okay. So, under force, threatened arrest. Under force,
Come on.
Driver's license, I'm going to break your window.
You're going to break my window right now.
Yes. Then you're going to go to jail.
Okay. So, under force, threatened arrest.
So I start smashing.
Under force, threatened arrest, I will.
He's still trying to talk.
I will show you my license. I will show you my license under force, threatened arrest.
Okay.
What the fuck was that? Oh my god! What? Is this the first time we've had an unfulfilled window smash? Is the cop gonna tell him, I swear this never happens to me? Normally I break it right out. Discordant Vol says, that was the most okay, I'm done face I've ever seen.
Alright. I need you to step out then.
I'm not going to step out, though. What? Oh, so you're going to... Okay, this is great. This is great.
Man, he keeps going back and forth on this.
You are in big trouble, buddy.
No, driver's license.
You are in big trouble. You have no idea how big a trouble you're in. You will not have your job. I promise you.
Driver's license.
That's the least of your worries. Then I'm suing you personally for what you have just done.
Driver's license.
I will present them. You are not taking them. That's all you have to do.
Your driver's license is state property, so it's not even yours, legally speaking.
Just present them. I said I will present them to you. Look. This is amazing.
Sir, I can't read that from in here.
This is amazing right here.
Okay. Sir, open your door, please.
Why would I open my door on a you're pulling me over tags, and look what you're doing. What you're asking, where is your de-escalation? Was you not trained on de-escalation?
Yes, sir, I was.
He's literally told you many, many times. Like, I get it. I understand. I agree that generally within policing, especially in the United States, there needs to be an emphasis on de-escalation, and it seems like historically we've done the opposite, and it ends up with cops constantly escalating situations. This guy isn't giving you the most time I've ever seen someone give a sovereign citizen, but I also don't think he's being totally unreasonable, all things considered. Like, he's given you multiple chances. Like, I don't know what to tell you here.
Escalating everything. You tried opening my door, you tried breaking my window, you're trying to force me out of my truck over a tag.
Okay,
Are you kidding me?
I'm not going to leave with it. I'm going to stay right here with it.
No, that is, look, I don't... The law clearly states I have to present it. We don't ever have to give you anything.
Here, let me read it.
I just did.
No, I need to be able to read it.
You read it.
State of Missouri.
Can I get your supervisor, please?
Sure, happy to.
Thanks, Pangolin.
Go ahead and get him on a lawsuit too, if he wants to violate my rights. Go ahead and get your chief down here, chief of police. Can you get Rick Walters down here? All right.
Is that like the sheriff or the chief?
That you're supposed to uphold. Sir, I'm sorry, but if you would go do your research real quick.
I did my research, sir.
You have, and it gives you the right to do what you're doing right now. You think you will find out in a higher court.
If they ever reboot the Andy Griffith Show and they're looking for someone who looks like Don Knotts, I think he could play Barney. I think he's got this.
This was not going to be in Scott City. Okay. I can show you case after case after case where you guys are getting... Yep. Okay. And I'm really not trying to give you a hard time. I'm being cordial and polite. You guys are escalating. Sir, but that's what I'm not going to do. I always stand on my rights.
Well, he wouldn't provide a driver's license, so I'll be in his window open. And then now all of a sudden you want him to show us going through the window. Only freaking out supervisor to do the thing.
Cornville says, you can show my boss case after case. I've disengaged completely.
Am I detained?
Yes! Obviously are you detained. Yes!
Am I being detained?
Mm-hmm.
Am I being detained?
Yes, sir.
So I'm under...
Whenever they say that, it just makes me think of Skylar White. If you've seen Breaking Bad, you know what I'm talking about. Am I being detained?
Custodial arrest? That anytime I'm detained, I'm under custodial arrest. So I'm arrested. And for what crime?
For failed to register your motor vehicle.
Okay.
No registration.
What crime though?
That's a crime. the very least, it's breaking an infraction. Either way, they have the power of the legislature behind them and the police. You need to do it. You need to do it.
I need a RAS of a crime. That's not a crime. So what is your RAS?
It's illegal. Again, this differentiation between there's different kinds of laws. There's criminal law, there's civil law, there are traffic laws and traffic violations. These all are laws, and breaking them are all illegal, but they are not all literally criminal because there's different kinds of laws.
RAS of a crime. What's your reasonable articulable suspicion of committed a crime?
But it is illegal to not have a registration, yes. Colloquially, it is a crime because we interchangeably generally use the word crime to mean thing that is illegal, even though there are other kinds of illegality than strictly criminal.
I'm about to commit a crime or in the middle of committing a crime.
Sir, if they'll register your motor vehicle, the license plates don't come back on file. They have 2022.
This is not a motor vehicle.
Yes, it is. By the state of Missouri definition, it is.
By Missouri State, and I'm being cordial with you. If you really want to see that, it does say that a motor vehicle is a motor vehicle or a vehicle being used in the act of commerce.
No, it doesn't. You're not even reading the incorrect reading correctly.
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily. That's what it says.
While in motor vehicle, in the act of commerce does also define a motor vehicle. A personal conveyance is also a motor vehicle.
So we don't have the right to travel, is what you're trying to tell me. So
you do.
You have the right to travel. You don't have the right to drive a car to travel. You can walk wherever you want in public. But no, you need a license to operate that specific piece of machinery.
But per the laws of the state of Missouri.
Okay, so whenever I'm not an inhabitant in no corporate, state, city, I'm not an inhabitant in any municipal corporation. I've never worked for y'all.
Doesn't
I don't have a
matter.
contract with y'all. I don't plan on contracting anytime at all soon. Ever. I don't have any contracts. So
I'm aware of that, sir.
So that would be the only way that you would have any kind of jurisdiction. Right now you have none. Right now you have no jurisdiction over me whatsoever. And that will be proven in a real court.
Okay.
And I hate to do that. I really would like to work this out right now.
I'm curious what he thinks a real court is.
You know, discretion. Man, I don't know you. I would go sit down and have a cup of coffee with you, even after you've done what you did to my truck.
No, thank you.
And I would have a cordial conversation with you, and I will be willing to do that no matter what takes place today. And I'm telling you, man, I'm just
Anti-pretzel. Thanks for 19 months.
But I hate this for you because I don't want to do it to you, but I'm going to just because I have I've got a conviction inside of me. What you're trying to do to me is convict. I've already have a conviction inside of me, man, that is aligned with my morals and my standards and what is right.
Okay, you can have your own, like, personal moral code that doesn't necessarily align with legality. I think everyone has certain things in the justice system, in the law, that we disagree with. That doesn't mean you get a free pass to not follow that law. Or at least if you're going to decide to not follow that law because you disagree with it, you should understand that you're going to get arrested if you're caught, right?
And, dude, I can show you in black and white where this is wrong, what you're doing. It really is, and I don't want to hold you accountable that way. I wish we could work this out on right here. Well, and you respect and you uphold your oath and be one of the few that actually upholds their oath. And there's a lot of them that's doing it now. They're realizing.
Sir, I'm upholding my oath, but sir, if you have an issue with how you're being treated or how this is being
absolutely, because you're violating my rights like crazy.
Then you can speak to my chief of police.
Okay.
Wonder who that is.
First of all, can I get your name and badge?
Chief! He's the chief!
First of all, can I get your name and badge number just for the record?
I really wouldn't like to see it. I want to see it properly.
Well, sir, I don't feel comfortable with that.
Oh, okay. Well, I just like this much, right? See your face.
Okay, here you go. It's down.
All right. Yes, sir. My name's Rick Walter. I'm discussing.
Yes, sir. Well, nice to meet you. I've heard a lot of good about you, so hopefully.
Okay. Here's the deal. You
Well,
need tags on the vehicle, okay?
sir, I understand that, but
Missouri law says that you have to. Okay.
well,
And just to make this easier, it's like this.
no, I feel comfortable with it like this. I'm trying to be cordial and
Yes.
I really am.
Well, here's the deal.
I've already had my window hit with the flashlight 10 times.
Listen to me. If you have an issue with the officer or anything, you can go to police station and you can get sign a complaint or whatever you want to sign.
Yes, sir. I'm aware of that.
Okay,
yeah, I'm aware of the complaint system.
Okay, and then we'll do the process.
Well, I hope it don't have to go that far. Really, I hope that you guys honor your oath to the Constitution and uphold them, because this is over a tag that I got my window hit.
This is over the fact that you refused to identify yourself after you were pulled over for not having a tag. You understand?
You know, the de-escalation, oh my gosh, it don't exist here.
De-escalation doesn't mean they let you go after you commit illegality. I'm trying to use my words carefully. Like, de-escalation doesn't mean they decide to let you go just 'cause. That's not what that means.
There was no de-escalation. It was always an escalated. And I'm like being as calm as I can be, and I'm just standing on my rights. I choose not to waive my rights, and that can never be turned into a crime. So I'm good where I'm at, and I just don't want these guys. They're young. I don't want them to have to drag them through the whole process. But I will, because I'm standing on my rights, and I know them very well. You know, I'm not into operation of trafficking or, you know, any kind of.
Don't bring up trafficking with a police officer. There's no faster way to make someone think you're involved in trafficking than to randomly bring up the fact that you're not trafficking. What the fuck? I assure you, officer, I do not have a backpack full of 8 balls of cocaine in my trunk. I promise that has not happened. We pulled you over because your taillight was out. Mm-hmm. And in the trunk behind that taillight, no cocaine.
Commercial capacity at all. I'm trying to get to work. You know, I work for a gentleman. I don't work. Yep. Yeah, I just help. I do odds and ends, and yeah, jobs, and I mow a lot, you know, and I'm from here, you know, but I'm tired of seeing America go down the hill the way it's going, and we're being overran by the tyrannical governments.
Oh, I thought it was gonna get racist because he had already said "I'm from here," quote. Made me think dog whistle. Discordant Vol says, wow, glad Frank pulled me off the links to hear this. Someone's getting a demerit.
You know, and it's sad.
So, here's the deal.
I hate that. Here's the deal. Gosh darn it. Here's the deal.
I understand that you hate living in a world where there are laws. It is what it is.
Huh?
Gnome Pickle says, I thought I had the right code for this mini game. Tell me, officer, do you have a strategy guide I could use to figure out what magic password makes you go away?
No, I just got the key forward.
I was going to say if it's running better now. No, here's the deal. If he's going to cite you for whatever the violation, then you can talk
Sir,
to the judge.
I'd rather avoid all that because I'm not.
We understand you want nothing to happen. That is not happening. We get what you want to happen. It's not a misunderstanding. That can't happen. Period.
A part of this, you know, with all due respect, I'm not a part of your municipal corporation.
I'm not a part of your society, man.
You're on. These are municipal streets. These are city.
Okay, these are our streets. So.
Okay, and the general public has voted for representatives that have made it law that in order to operate on the public roadways, you need to have a license and registration and insurance. Mm-hmm.
Sir, we paid for these streets, and you work for us, okay?
The public in general, not you as an individual.
You guys are public servants. You work for us.
They work for the public, which they are also a part of. Like, think how that works. They're also paying taxes. Like, what do you think is happening here? Ugh.
These are our streets. Now, why would the people tax themselves for what we have paid for?
Because roads require upkeep. Because roads, once they're done, aren't done. Roads require constant upkeep? Seriously?
We would never do that. Just like personal property tax.
I'm sorry, have you considered that other people aren't stupid enough to not understand that you need taxes in order to pay for public services?
Oh, look how smooth it is. You know they just laid out.
I understand that, but
you know how that happens?
It is not. Yeah, so revenue. So
generated through taxes, including fees for licenses and registrations.
Well, that's bad whenever you guys put your oath.
You have to have a license because that's where you also get money from the license.
Well, sir, the Supreme Court has ruled that you.
No, they have not.
Don't have to.
That's not up to. That's not.
The Supreme Court has ruled.
Incorrect.
I have already discovered it.
All right. Well, I'm sorry. That you discovered whatever.
Whatever. I discovered truth. I go after truth. I love truth.
So what he's going to do is if he's going to cite you for this because.
Well, he's got officer discretion, correct?
Discordant Fool says, I work in the road stripping industry. Even thermoplastic strips need to be replaced every 5 years or so.
We're in Missouri. We obey the laws of Missouri. We're in the
and I
city
do.
of Scott City. We have to obey the laws
Sir,
of Scott City.
I'm all for rule of law. I am all for rule of law, but I'm all for due process of law. And whenever you guys decide to take a flashlight and try to break my window and try to forcibly open my door over a tag, due process, you guys threw it out the window. They made that choice to throw due process out, and now there's a due process problem.
Fuck off!
Here.
That's not how this works.
I'm all for the rule of law. As long as due process is being followed, I'm all with it. I will 100% be right behind you, always. But whenever due process goes out the window, that scares me. And we all should be scared. I am literally scared for my life right now.
Really? Are you? You don't sound like it.
For this man.
And I don't know why.
Because he took his flashlight and beat my window. And
beat my window? Yeah, he was trying to break it because you wouldn't get out of the car.
I was being just as cordial as I am right now with you, and I'm like, oh my God.
Okay, but if you're refusing to do the things, what do you want him to do? You gonna stand there forever? That's not how this works.
Don't do this, sir. You're doing it to yourself.
So, anyway, you can argue this in court, or you can however you want to do it. That is.
Am I under arrest?
Right now?
Am I under arrest?
I think you're.
There are plenty of sovereign citizens that are non-white. Often in America, if they're black, they're Moorish citizens, which is a subset of sovereign citizens as an offshoot that tends to include like black nationalist elements, conspiratorial beliefs that secretly they're the indigenous population of the United States. It's a whole thing.
He's just giving you a citation, that's it.
The bigger indicator, in my experience at least, is gender. There are, of course, women who are sovereign citizens. We see that from time to time, but more often it's men. But I've seen just a wide variety in terms of, like, ethnicity, if that even matters.
But am I being detained?
Well, you were pulled over.
Am I being detained, though?
You wanted to see me, so you were waiting on me.
Okay, so now am I still detained?
He's going to give you your citation for your tags, and then.
Sir, I don't accept that kind of contracts. See, that's a.
There's no version of this where you don't get it. So.
Contract. Yeah. I don't accept it.
Okay.
So he just littered.
And by all means, if you got.
I got to follow. He just literally littered in my vehicle and my property.
Littered. It's not littering. It's a legal document. Please take it. It's your ticket. That's not littering.
Please take it back.
No. Anyway, you can argue the court, okay?
Mr. Rick, come here, please.
Not if you're going to give me that back. We can deal with this through the proper channels, okay?
Yeah, but it's gonna. This is not the proper channel down here. This is a court. This is a court of no record.
Okay, well that's entirely up to you. Okay.
And that court has no power to fine nor imprison, but they do it anyway. See, that's what we're standing against.
That's your take, okay?
That's the definition by verbatim. It's verbatim. It's an inferior. It's actually a court of no record is an inferior court without the power to fine nor imprison.
They've got stuff to do. I got stuff to do, and you've got a guy waiting on you to go to work, right?
That is correct.
Okay, all right. So we can
Thank you, Mr. Walters. All right.
Jesus. I assume he thinks he got away with that? I don't know. Let's see who we're gonna raid. Thanks everyone for hanging out today. Lots of fun. I will be back tomorrow. Probably earlier on in the day. Like I said, it is our wedding anniversary tomorrow, and I'm sure we're gonna be spending most of the day just hanging out and stuff, but we'll do a stream earlier in the day. Because I have bills. Discord at Full says, it was my day off, Rick. Harold Ebelman, since we're finishing, I'm going to give you those points back. So that's cool. Yes, tomorrow is our 1-year wedding anniversary. Very cool.
You'd be shocked.
Love you, Mr. Blast. Okie dokie, I'll see you guys soon. If I can get the raid command to work. See if that works. Will that work? Yay! Okay. The raid will work in a second. I'm gonna go have dinner. Have a great night, everyone. See you guys soon. Don't break the law. Bye.